Investigates starts right now.
What is up, my beautiful goats? The goat pen is now open. You're at the Mab Investigates True Crime channel, where we explore all things true crime, like the Nancy Guthrie case. The beautiful lady behind me has been missing for 140, 139 days. How many days? Let's see. How many days? Sorry, guys. I'm just seeing how many days it's been. 140, 139, something like that. 142. Let me see. Doesn't even tell me. What a bunch of bullshit. ChatGPT is a dumbass sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Day 141. The night of January 31st. So if it was the morning, it would be 142. But we'll go with 141, 142. How you guys all doing today? Mab took the day off. Boy, God was sure covering me yesterday. I tried to get my pergola installed. You're all right, Jim. Kimster, what's up? Shirley Robinson, Nanette, Don, 832. How's everybody doing? If you're not subbed up, sub up. We're headed to 5,000 subs. Yeah, open mind. Dolly, I don't know, Dolly. You could be wrong, brother. Rockhounder, what's up? Bibi Rectratero, good to see you. So I tried to move my pergola with the tractor, and the whole thing slipped off my tractor and collapsed to the ground, bent all the metal parts. The whole thing did not go well. So I took all the 1 by inch and 3/8 by inch and 3/8 square redwood pieces. I took them all out. They were all kind of rotten and old. So I went yesterday to Home Depot in my dump truck, and I bought 62 inch and 3/8 by inch and 3/8 pieces of redwood, and they were all bundled up in this big 200, 300 pound square. And when he put it in the truck, I said, put the lower end by the window and let them stick out 4 feet of the back. Well, he put them backwards. He had the front sticking out above the truck by 4 feet. Yeah, hey, Nina Drew, love you. And the inner room, we're going to go over the interview room thing today. I got lots of time today because I took the whole day off. Anyway, my wood was positioned where the whole bundle was sticking above the cab of the truck, right? So the wind was hitting it. And I drove all the way home, like a half an hour on the freeway, no problem at all. I couldn't see out the rearview mirror because the wood was blocking my view, right? Hey, Donna, good to see you, big. Good to see you, dear. So I'm driving, I get off the freeway, the wood's still in the back of the truck. I go on my road, I'm getting ready to make a right. I make the right turn, I start going towards my house, I look in the rearview mirror, and all of a sudden I can see. And there's no wood in the back of my truck. I'm like, oh shit, my wood is gone. That means it came off on the freeway, or it flew off the truck somewhere. I didn't know where. So everything was flashing through my mind. Do I run? Do I just go home and forget about it and buy the wood again? Do I go and fess up and hopefully didn't kill people on the freeway. So I whipped a U and I started ripping back along the path that I took to get home. Then I see a black car with its flashers on the left side of the road, and I pull over going the wrong way up to that truck or up to that black car, and there's all my wood on the side of the road. Didn't hit anybody. Hey, pretty little clues. Oh my God is right. I was freaking out. And this Mexican guy and his wife were there. They were behind me and they pulled over, and I came back and they helped me load it all back up in the truck. And I think I got 3 broken pieces and that was it. But I didn't hit anybody, didn't kill anybody. I mean, I'm like, God was watching over me yesterday, guys. It's crazy. Oh my God. Pretty little clues. You want to come up and be my co-host, Justine? Here's a link right here. It's always good to have somebody to bounce stuff off of, right? Justine, get up here and be my co-host. Hey, Italian girl, what's up? This Nancy case is totally bizarre, Nina. I get it. Misty Haynes, you're like the GOAT sub of all time. I see you everywhere throwing down super chats. You must be like a millionaire. Oh, I love you. Thank you so much, Misty. I totally appreciate you. Look at that. Just made $20. That'll pay for my 3 pieces of wood that it broke. No, I actually got all the old wood. What's up, girl?
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, just dandy.
Let's see some energy out of you, girl. Come on.
Woo.
Let's go. What do you think about this Monk's Intrigue video?
I think it looks like RN.
Really?
But let me see. There was someone that posted on X about it.
Sub up, guys. We're at 4,659 people. So we only need 341 people to hit 5,000. So sub up. Hit the like, all that bullshit. Somebody just posted on X. I saw 857 just posted on X something about Nanos's testimony or something.
No, it's like a video where it shows that sketch, but then it like fades into LD and
Really? Luke
yeah.
Daly.
Yeah.
Where is it? Find it.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
Carol Cook, did I get your email from yesterday? Probably. I haven't checked it. I was chilling with the wife. It was Father's Day. My daughter called.
Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Yeah, my daughter called and said she's getting engaged, which means I may be getting a grandbaby before I'm 80.
That's a
Pamela
ways
Wheaton, good to
away.
see you. Nanette Duskeen? How do you pronounce Nanette? Duque?
I think it's Nanette Dukes or Duquesse, and looks like she's from Nebraska.
Sounds French, that last name. Cassie Christensen, I've been seeing her forever. It's like,
I wonder if Sheena has it on hers.
okay. I got, what do I got?
Yeah, what do you got?
I got the Monk's Intrigue video. Let's check that out real quick. Let's see. All right, let's check this out. Let's put it on 1.25. So everybody talks too slow for me.
I do that all the time. You're so funny.
the cards because it's Father's Day.
I put the interview room on like 2x to listen to it. So long and so many. Chris nailed it last night. He nailed some things, but there's a lot of assumptions in what he was talking about.
And I've been having a pretty fun Father's Day weekend. Now, if I appear a couple of shades darker to you, that's because I played tennis in the blaring sun and then immediately jumped into the pool with a bunch of kids and parents and pretty much had a blast for 3 hours. And if I appear darker and a tad fatter, it's because I ate 4 giant slices of Supreme Pizza. I should have ate just 2, but it was so good I ate 4. So yeah, it's been a marvelous Father's Day weekend for me, and I can only hope that you guys are having as much fun as I'm having, showing the loving fathers in your life a great time. And if you're a father yourself watching this, hey, happy Father's Day, my man. And here we are now on actual Father's Day, and I decided to put a little work to show you guys something that I'm actually pretty excited about. And so it's this thumbnail here that most likely led you to clicking on our little video today. And I'm pretty positive this won't disappoint because like the information I choose to expand on, in any case, it can't start baseless. Okay, I don't watch channels that do that. And I'm hoping that you don't like channels that do that as well. It's just simply meaning that everything I want to hear has to be rooted in something factual, like an aspect of the case that can be proven, right? Before we choose to
I mean, this case doesn't have a lot of that, does it? Doesn't have a lot that can be proven. I should send a link to Damien and Alex. See what they're doing.
Expand on it and what it could mean. That's how any theory that you will get from me, at least, right, will give way to something plausible, a plausible theory. Well, in today's video, it's definitely along that line. But this time, you can use your own eyeballs to judge the facts that I'm presenting to you, right? The data that we have extracted from this same image. If you recall, if you watched it, this is the same image.
Let me find the pictures I want to show you guys from history that I have that I think is probably the guy, or is likely the guy. Let's see. It was a while ago. Okay, getting close. I've got like a million pictures of this case.
Oh.
There I am right there. All right, got it loaded.
Too early to get loaded, man.
I'm loaded. I got your email, Carol. I'm gonna read it after this.
Image we inverted and realized that the porch guy had his attention.
How light it is out there. 99% snow moon, they call it. One guy on X, one guy on X, the first guy that pointed this out, how light it is out there. I mean, I can see the trees way back there. 2 little lights right there. I mean, I can see a lot. I mean, he throws you shadow when he goes and picks up the flowers. Whoops, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
My microphone.
His eyes on the doorbell camera almost.
Yeah, I remember that video where his eyes are looking at the camera the whole time, even though his face is.
Yeah.
That's freaky.
Just creeps me out, yeah.
And if you have not yet seen the inverted video, you don't have to see it to watch this one. But if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you do watch that video. So let's go ahead and get into the details of this image. So it all started with a message from a lovely lady named Marsha. She asked me to do something that was very unorthodox. She said to use my cell phone and take various snapshots of my monitor of the porch guy, and that I'd be surprised because doing it this way, she was able to make out more of the features of the porch guy's face, even in that solitary image given to us by the FBI of the perp before he had.
Okay, let's try that right now. I'm going to take a picture of the monitor of this guy's face all the way up close. I doubt it's going to do anything. It just looks like a white blob. Look how, I think he has at least 2 masks on. I mean, he's got a pumpkin head.
At his backpack and the gun holster on. And you know what? She was kind of right. And I kind of have to say it that way because I had to squint, right? I had to squint at the same images we've been seeing for months. But look what we can see in that standalone
Look what we can see. Nothing. Looks like a damn Sasquatch. Come on, man.
No face. No face.
No face at all.
image. Before it was just a white head, right? There was no eye sockets, no mouth. But when we change the perspective just a tad and then look at it, I'll say it's a little bit refreshing. It's an image that we've scrutinized for detail about the porch guy's face in this image than I ever thought.
Now, this guy has a little flavor saver, right? And he has a mustache, but that could be like a Hitler mustache, right? Just a tiny one. Or it could be a full beard. Could be anything. We don't know because he's got a mask on.
And it basically floored me. So I played with the exposure levels, and with each adjustment, I was just...
Justine, do you have the original Porch Guy video?
I can grab it quick.
You do?
a bit shocked
I can find it. Give me 1 second.
All right.
at all the data about this idiot's nose.
You could send it to me. That'd be cool. I could do it, but I think I have it somewhere, but I don't know where. Subscribe to Jim's Survival. You're going to do a video or a live show today? Cool. After this, we'll go over to Jim's. Check it out. Go sub him up. Get him to whatever he's after. And get me to 5,000.
Nose that was there in front of us the whole time. Oh man, from the very moment I started adjusting those levels, things began.
I mean, that thing looks faker and faker the more I look at it. Looks like it's just stuck on there. Like they bought it at a costume shop or something.
Began to pop out. You can definitely see much more details in that schnoz.
Now look at the nose. I know who has a nose like that. And I'll show you right now.
Drunk Turkey Show did something kind of similar to Dolly, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see it yet, but I just like tried to like scroll a little bit and added a beard to him and all sorts of different things.
Share screen. I know who has a nose like that, and it's this guy right here. Who's that? This is Two Backpack Guy.
That's the one that tries to like put it over the fence, but doesn't put it over the fence guy.
Yeah.
It does or whatever.
He's using a bite light, and you don't see it on, but he's definitely pulling it in and out of his mouth during this video. Yeah. And so, whoops, what did I do? I screwed up. Hold on, let me do this. Okay, we got this guy, and we got this guy. Same nose, 40 days different. So he had 40 days to grow hair, more hair, right? I mean, look at that nose and look at the bulge between his eyebrows. And then look at this guy, the bulge between his eyebrows and the nose.
Like, yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah. Does that look like the same guy?
No, I think the first guy had two backpacks, has bigger nose.
Bigger nose.
I think so. And like so if you look at just like the tip of his nose, like go from under his nostrils to like the mid bridge,
Like
that looks different.
It dips up a little bit right there.
Mm-hmm.
A different angle, but
yeah. He's
got the bulge and they look damn near like the same guy, but I guess I could be wrong. But
look
this
at
is
his
the only
ear.
guy that was running around with backpacks on the same night that was using a bite light.
And who's the guy in the car? Where'd that come from?
Dad's Gone Live saw this guy. Remember that blue car?
That wasn't the night of the signs, was it?
No. This was the night that he saw this guy creeping around, and he was following this guy, and this guy was like going really slow, and then when he came across intersections, he'd almost stop, and then he'd creep along and creep along. Then he stopped completely on an on-ramp, I think, to some road or the freeway or something. He stopped in the middle of the road. And Dad's Gone Live got totally freaked out and actually called 911 because this guy was freaking him out so bad. Then he was over by Luke Daly's house, and this guy had hidden. He was following him, and then all of a sudden he was gone. Apparently, he backed into a driveway a couple doors down from Luke's and was sitting in the driveway doing something in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And then Dad's Gone Live just stopped. Patrick, right? No.
No, that's Jacob.
Jacob, yeah. So Jacob pulled over and was just sitting there. All of a sudden, this guy fires up his car and comes ripping by. That's when this picture was taken. When I saw that picture, I was like, that sure looks like, and this looks like the car. It also looks like the car that was in the Two Backpack video.
Hey,
right?
Nab.
Yeah.
Misty gave you a $50 super chat, said finally someone agrees with me.
Are you kidding me?
Figured you want to know that.
I do want to know that. Hold on.
You're such a sweetie.
Misty. Oh my God, Misty. Finally, someone who agrees with me. This is related. I agree. Finally, somebody that agrees with me. Chef Frank, what's up? Thank you so much, Misty. We really, really appreciate you. You're so awesome. But
Oh, I have news.
what?
I got to start the process of applying to be in the YouTube partnership program.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like products and stuff?
No, it's like applying to be monetized.
Oh,
That's what they call it,
I
though.
think I was actually monetized. I had 3,000 hours and I didn't realize it, and I just kept going. And then I'm like, oh, let me see if I'm monetized. And that was like, I did all the application stuff, and I don't know how long I'd been over 3,000, but I did like some really long lives. Like we had a yard sale one time, and it was like 10 hours. I did the whole thing live. Roma stays.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure they don't back pay you either, do they?
Huh?
I'm sure they don't back pay you on that either, do they?
No. And a lot of the videos are not monetized for some reason. I don't know why. But
Thank you, guys. Everyone's being so nice in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited.
I still think this guy has something to do with it.
It's odd. It's odd.
And do you think
The backpack looked the same? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, Kim Jong-un.
Do you think this lady and this
No, I was on that night that you showed this and Lauren the Mortician. No, I don't.
This is not.
Look at her nose. Look at her nose.
Yeah, she's probably Porch guy.
I might compare it to the other picture.
I mean, it's just bizarre how
No.
the government thinks we're so freaking stupid that we can't tell the difference between a plant and the real lady who's supposed to be in prison. But she's not in prison. This lady's in prison, taking her place.
Yeah, prison doesn't make you Asian.
I don't know how much money they paid her to do it, but they could have found somebody who looked a little more like her. I mean, that is completely different. It's not even close. It's so bizarre. Hey, there's my belt.
When does that start?
That started already.
So is it like you watch episode? Like what is it?
It's the greatest game show on YouTube. Turtle Island. Season 6 champion.
But I don't know anything about it. So you watch, is it Dolly that hosts it?
Yeah. So Dolly Vision has
it?
a game show called Turtle Island. So at first the people in the chat vote like 12 people onto the island, their favorite true crime YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go ahead and put the rest of them on, like JLR, like Christine Randall, Annie Elise. There'll be like Queen Bee, and there was Cluminati and Elevated Truth were on there last season, and a bunch of people. And their subs would come in and like try to make their person win. Like, I've been trying to win since season 2. And I've come in first year I played, I came in 5th, 4th, 3rd. And the closest I got was 3rd, I think, or 2nd. I can't remember. But I finally won last season. Kramit was 2nd place. You know who Kramit is?
I do not.
She made the song. We'll probably play it in a little bit, and I'll show you how it works. It's pretty fun. And Mrs. Mab got voted on right behind Patriot Pride. So Patriot Pride got 14 votes, and Mrs. Mab got 13 votes. But I got a bunch of votes too. So if you put me and Mrs. Mab's votes together, which that's how it should have gone, we would have been first. But Adam was first, Mrs. Mab second, and I think Guilty of Crime and Alex were all on the island. And they voted more people on last night. I believe it was last night. And the song is really cool. We'll play it after we watch this. It was pretty cool. Let's get back over to this.
Okay. Thank you for explaining.
Because of his. Now, unfortunately, for the crotch holster guy, I am a world-renowned, a world-unknown drawer of pictures. So I first started with the detail that jumped out at me first, and that's the bridge of his nose, okay? If we're to start there and go down, there's that slight rise, right? From the actual indentation of the bridge of the nose, and then it kind of falls like a waterfall. So his nose, of course, there's our bridge, right? And then his goes out here, but his nose kind of...
Monks is the Porch guy. No, he's got those glasses things on his nose from wearing glasses.
Fall after that, if you get my drift. His nose is a bit of a two-part. I would consider my nose a one-parter. So his nose having 2 sections, I would say, that gives his nose a lot of character, doesn't it? And I feel like I have to keep explaining this to make sure everybody understands, okay? So from the bridge of his nose, okay, it juts out just a tad, as you can see by the shadowing there, right? So from the indentation, juts out a bit, and then just kind of drops.
It's a big nose, and it's sharp at the end. It looks to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty interesting nose. So it juts out and then it turns downward until you get to the tip of the nose.
Light.
Yes. You could even see the tip of the nose now, which I don't know about you. This is the most excited I've been about someone's tip of the nose, using your own eyes without me helping you whatsoever.
Anything jump out at you, Justine?
I mean, it's the same thing, but what I'll tell you, when you look at the final sketch, the one thing that stood out to me is, like, if you look at it, how he has the eyes set in a little bit, it almost looks like he could be wearing one of those masks. Like, don't do that to me. Get me off this big screen. It looks like he's wearing one of those, like, fake mask things.
Masks, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
pull down my big face.
Why? You're pretty. Come on, man.
Love you, man.
You can't be shy. You know what I'm saying?
And you not see that slight bump there. And that would be...
That hair looks faker and faker the more I look at it. Looks like Charlie Chaplin of the old 1920s, 30s movie.
Or like when they would try to make people look like gorilla men in like the older movies, like apes, how like that little tiny fur they would use. That's what it looks like.
It looks faker than shit to me.
The tip of his nose, right? Something I'm sure a lot of us have never noticed before. Or should I just speak for myself? That's not even the crazy thing. We're not even through yet, okay? So just stay with me because something was about to blow my mind when we come across it right now, okay? So because the part of the nose is bone, right? The top part of the nose is bone right here, Okay, that's a fairly reliable structure, right? It's not going to be pressed down, but of course, the soft tissue of the nose, right, the tip of the nose, that is being pressed down by the ski mask itself, ever so slightly, I would say. So for that tip of the nose to even make a bump there, that really leads me to believe that it's pretty prominent in real life. I was again taken aback because look, right there.
What's this? Nogales, Mexico, the burial plot. TMZ said the feds are there right now.
I just saw that too.
Blue Cat says.
Let me see what I can find.
This time, I think it's legit. Check it out while we're watching this. Yeah, Charlie Chapman, exactly.
Aren't those his nostrils? I mean, that's where a human's nostrils would probably be in relation to his nose and mouth, right? So yeah.
But we can't see them, so you can't know where they are.
I believe we have his nostrils, okay? I got your nose. And so from here, I took a little liberty to fill in the mustache and the possible beginnings of a full beard, but we'll leave the facial hair at that. And even after that, there's so much more detail.
Anything after this is just speculation.
That it blows my mind how we never saw this before, because just look here.
I've seen it before. I saw it before. And I think it's the same nose as on my guy.
Because of this infrared glare, we could actually make out his cheekbones. This guy has a pretty skinny face, okay? But looking at his body, as the FBI has dissed him by saying he has an average build, which I tend to believe is accurate, because I feel we're looking at a mushy dad bod.
And we also got to remember that because of the fisheye lens, when you look at the tile, the lines in the tile look curved because of the fisheye lens, which makes people look shorter. So if he's 5'10", they say he's 5'10", he may be taller.
Not too dissimilar from my own, but he appears to have a skinnier face, sunken in cheeks, because these highlights definitely indicated cheekbones to me. We're getting a great idea about the structure of the Porch guy's face. Those cheekbones are jutting out just a tad.
Yeah, I agree with the high cheekbones because it has a lighter, it's closer to the camera, I guess.
And we're not even done yet, because this is the part that blew my mind, because I was not expecting it. Jumped out to me like a jump scare. Look over here. Is that his freaking ear? I kept looking at it, and I am convinced that's his freaking ear. It even juts out just a bit on the mask. Ladies and gentlemen, on this Father's Day, I think I have a gift for Charles Guthrie, and that would be Savannah, Annie, and Cameron's father. That would be Nancy's husband, who couldn't be here to protect his children, and Nancy herself from this tragedy. And I would like to believe that we are presenting to him and to the world that we are looking at a pretty accurate composite based solely on the data we're given.
Let me just clip this real quick with my little clipper app here. I use Mac, so I never liked Windows. Sucks kind of to me. All right, let's capture that. Bink.
You guys saw it firsthand that nothing was made up about the makeup of this guy's face, right? We only expanded on details that makes sense, such as facial hair and the eyebrows from what's peeking out from under that ski mask. And like in any case, we followed the facts, only the facts we're given, and just followed up on the details with some good old lawn chair detective-ery. And in this case,
Detective-ery?
drawing skills came in a bit handy. And so on this Father's Day, if you guys believe what I have done here is accurate and rather important, then I feel it's up for all of us to share this image. And if someone comes to mind, right, isn't it our duty to share with it to the FBI who we think that looks like? So take a
clips or tips the FBI is getting, how much garbage they're getting from people like this. I mean, they can't do anything with this.
Screenshot, right? Mull over it.
I just don't see it, man. Come on, man. crazy. Do you remember?
Take a day or two. So if you live in the Arizona Pima County area, do you know anyone that looks like this guy? I mean, that nose is pretty distinct. So much character in it.
Every Mexican dude looks like this guy.
Right? That he couldn't even hide it under a ski mask. So information on how to contact the FBI specifically for the Nancy Guthrie case is in the description below, just a click away, right? So a special shout outs to Marsha again. Your interesting process led me to create a composite drawing of the crotch holster guy, which was not on my bingo card going in. And I find that so cool. And if you guys haven't discovered my work on the Zodiac case, that's a case that I feel we should be wrapping up in one or
I think Monks and Richard Nolette ought to get together on the Zodiac case.
two more videos.
No,
Yes.
no.
I would suggest you go
stop.
Yes.
Stop the madness.
I want more ciphers.
over and watch it because the people have been telling me that it's very insightful. It's a different look at the Zodiac case. My name is Monks. Have yourself a
Your name is Monks.
Waiting for Blue. Blue said that she's gonna go look for the timestamp for us because I'm like, yeah, Italian girl, I did see the one. So Harvey did a separate one, just like clarifying the ransom notes because everyone I think was getting confused saying the ransom note said that she was deceased, and he just wanted to clarify that that was just the person that kept sending those emails saying I have information, you know, send me half a Bitcoin. That was that person.
You remember this guy? Servando Sanchez Hernandez?
No.
He drops this. Oh, you don't know? He dropped the GPS coordinates of this and says that Nancy Guthrie is 47 feet below surface in a structure that is reinforced with lead composite lining, which is why the infrared failed. Well, infrared does not work underground in the first place, so you're an idiot already. Humanoid category 4 hybrid Aries group is on site. All right. She is alive.
Sorry, you spell Aries. What the hell is it? What ARES? What is that?
That's a misspelling of the
A
hybrid.
global alternative investment manager operating credit, private equity, and real estate markets? I don't think so. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
I just looked up ARES.
So I guess this guy says she's 47 feet underground with some freaking aliens, right? Human category 4 hybrid Aries group. Alien people are on site. She's alive, but seems sedated. He's the special operations soldier that was missing from the 2014 Black Sand incident. Should I put that in ChatGPT and see if they even know what the 2014 Black Sand incident is? I got two of these.
Did you see Misty's comment? She said if you go back to that backpack fence dude, there's a split second that you could see where it looks like the crotch holster thing that Ashley Banfield, she had a clip of it. Yeah. Do you have that whole video of the backpack dude?
Yeah, I do. It's on
Anything for Misty.
Doug from Northport. Live Doug. Oh, there it is. Live Doug Northport. And we'll go on his channel and then we'll find the right video. I think it's this one. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one. Have I got it shared? No. No. Let's see. We'll take this down. YouTubing is not as easy as it looks. 487 right there. All right, here we go.
Is sleeping. It's now 1:47 a.m. and someone's at her front door. I don't know how he didn't know to block himself with a towel or a car. cardboard or something
Glove right there.
coming up to the Nest doorbell camera. You would think he must not be a professional. He goes out and rips flowers out of the ground to try to block the camera. He must not think the night vision can see him right now, and he's got to get up.
There's that bite light. Same one I got.
Close with the flowers, which makes no sense. If he planned this out, he should have had something, turned his head back and walked up with his hand, just like that, but far away with his head turned. He should have been prepared. Obviously, he wasn't prepared. I don't think this guy knows what he's doing.
He looked to the left right there and thought he was going to pick up something there, but nothing was there.
And notice how he tilts sideways.
Now watch when he starts getting back up with flowers or brush or whatever, that he looks at the guy to our right. He looks over that direction where the blood that Chris McDonough uncovered, that they were looking at the blood going to the right of the walkway. Watch where he looks at the guy by the car waiting for Nancy, I think.
And notice the shape of the backpack.
Right there.
Someone
right there. He just glanced at his buddy back there.
said when he reaches up, you can see a tattoo on his arm, but that's stretching it if you ask
I think the tattoo has been debunked.
me. But you'll see the shape of his backpack. It almost looks like there's another backpack in there. 2 a.m.
I don't, Pima County is such idiots that I don't buy any of this timeline. I mean, 100%. I won't, I just don't buy it 100% because they've been so bad in general.
Her pacemaker spikes. She must have been startled by something. The reason we know this is because she had it connected to her phone. So as soon as this monitor shows an increase in the heart rate, it sends a signal to the phone. The phone is linked to this device unless you get too far away. Now 2:12 a.m. Another camera, I'm not sure if it's this one or another one, detects a motion. So it actually goes off, but there's
no image on the video, supposedly. We know that they have more because the Porch guy video is edited. You can tell.
Oh yeah, it's spliced. You can tell.
They took a chunk out of it and then spliced it together.
no image. I don't.
Nina Drew, game show. Analyzing that, Doug. We're analyzing that, Doug, right now.
Hi, Doug. If you look in the private chat, I put the Porch Dude video, but you already got it. And then Blue said I put the timestamp for the TMZ thing.
Sweet.
And thank you, Blue.
Prime. What's up, Jay? Good to see you.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get that image. I think they're trying to. Now 2:28. The pacemaker that was communicating with her phone has disconnected. She is too far away for her pacemaker.
So that's like 30 feet away, from 30 to 50 feet, I think.
10 to 30, I think.
10 to 30 is the Bluetooth range. So flying a helicopter around with this Bluetooth sniffer seemed like a stupid idea to me.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jay.
To send a signal to her phone. That means she has left the area and her phone is not with her. So her phone is in
Want to come up and be a special guest, Jay? I'll give you a link.
the house and she's not. That's what it means when the link between the two devices disconnects. 2:26 a.m. A few miles from Nancy's house, a car races by. With the timing is perfect from when he left to that house. The distance and the time pretty much tells us this is the car that left the house. And you'll see it right here. It's actually a Kia Soul, a white Kia Soul. You'll see it go by fast.
Damn, that was fast.
And then I'm going to slow it down. Then I'm going
Oh, yeah, that's a white Kia Soul, I guess, right there. Could be something else, though.
to stop it. It's hard to see. Right here, it's a Kia Soul. That's a white Kia Soul. And you know what? We need to remember this, the white Kia Soul. Okay, we had to look this up to see if Ring cameras can actually be off. And it says, yeah, they could be off an hour or several hours. And with the time zone changing around this time, it could be screwed up.
The time zone changed within a couple weeks of this, I think. The Ring camera timestamp could be off. That's why 2 backpack guy could still be relevant.
Even though Arizona does not change back and forth, the time zone, but it's very.
Remember that blue car? I was with the guy in it that I said looked like the backpack.
Yeah. This is what Misty was talking about. So like look at his yeah,
Yes.
okay, that's the car. You're
PSO's
supposed
way
to look
back
by
there.
his
Right
waist.
here, I
Mhm.
believe it's his car. Same car that I just showed you, the blue car with the white thing on top. Could be.
Crucial because this guy was ruled out. He was actually ruled out because the time says 1:52 a.m. or actually this started at 1:52 a.m. So they're saying there's no way he could have been there. But if you add an hour, it's 2:52 a.m. and it would make it perfect timing for him to drive the 5 miles.
But why would he stop with Nancy and do this? Don't make no sense unless he was changing cars from that to the white Kia Soul. And it does look like there's somebody standing in front of that Kia Soul when you look.
From her house to that backyard right there. Perfect timing. Okay, this guy was seen trying to get into someone's backyard. Originally, people said, oh, he was cleared. That's his house. Not true. Somebody wrote in, put the Ring camera video on, and said this guy was trying to break into my backyard. So the mathematically at 2:52, it makes sense 100%. This whole thing ties together. This ties together when you add that hour, exact timing. So here we have him.
Okay, so you just took the bite light out or into his mouth right there. We're gonna slow it down and look because I'm telling you, he has a freaking bite light. Let's put it -7.5. Bring it back to touch.
And don't forget to look at his waist.
His waist.
Apparently we could, yeah, that's what Misty was talking about. That apparently you can see the
Holster.
The holster,
Yeah, in his pocket of the hoodie,
covering his no weenie peenie.
I mean, so here we have him.
right there. He's taking it out of his mouth or putting it in his mouth right there. See?
Mm-hmm.
Walking up.
In his pocket. Then he puts it back in his mouth as he leaves. You'll see.
Up. Too bad.
He puts it back in his mouth.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
See it?
Yeah.
Backpacks.
Nobody plays with
It's
the
right
mouth.
there in his hand. In his right hand, you can kind of see it right there.
I threw that up and everything, and I could not find because it's so small. I mean,
Mm-hmm. And it's already pixelated. You know, it's not a great video anyway.
here's the actual, the one he used is really small. And that's only and then when you take it, this plugs into the USB right here, and then you separate it, and the light comes on. Wait,
And to get it to work, oh, there you go.
yeah.
But to get it to work, it has to. Don't some of those have to be in your mouth? That's why it's like a bite light.
No, there's no biting involved. You just separate these two, and that comes on.
Oh, okay.
Together, it goes off. So you pull this out, and it's. Wait, I'm on the wrong side.
I was like, why are you stop putting things in your mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was blinding.
Yeah. Okay.
He looked like he took a flashlight out of his mouth, put it in the other hand, put something in his pocket. Maybe it was the flashlight that was in his mouth. Doesn't want to open the gate. See how he he tilts sideways just like that other guy. Trying to get on the right side of the gate. Now he's trying to get on the left side. He has no idea.
Well, it turns out this is a commercial property. It's not a house. So
That's interesting. Do we have an address?
I'm showing you guys. I'm such an idiot.
Is there an address for that?
I think there was an address to that, but I'm just, excuse me, not sure what it is. I get the hiccups.
If anybody knows, can you put it in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, how to open that gate. It's not his house. People said it's his house. It's not his house.
And watch him put the bite light back in his mouth pretty quick here. Right there. He's got his hand in his mouth right now.
Yep.
Couldn't get in. Put something back in
Headed towards either that car or the Kia Soul, one of the two.
his mouth. I don't know if it's, or took the flashlight out.
Must have been the Kia Soul because he walks by the passenger side of that car.
Maybe he had the flashlight out.
Yeah, he just, because there's light here. That's why he's not using the bite light, because it's already lit.
So he could see in the backyard. Maybe he
And when he left, he put it back in because he needed it where it was dark.
had the
Yeah,
flashlight.
this guy
in his
has to
mouth.
be over 6 feet tall though, because so the top of the car usually standard is like 4.5 to 5 feet tall, like
Yeah.
the height of a car.
Mhm.
And it looks like the fence might be a little, like the brick wall might be a little bit higher than that. And this guy's head is a little bit higher than that. So he's got to be over 5 feet,
Let's see. The gate is probably,
maybe closer to 6 feet.
I think the gate's 4 feet.
Mouth.
That would make him a
Maybe he
midget.
put it in there. I don't
That would
know.
make him 5, 5, 10, I don't know.
Oh, someone asked in the chat, sorry.
Pretty high gate and wall there. He had a $10 Ozark trail bag, but does he have the 25 mil black Ozark trail backpack? I don't know, Blue Cats.
But aren't they walking that back now that it's not that backpack that everyone thought it was? Or they're not sure anymore or something?
I don't know.
Who knows, right? Okay. Yeah, same. Yep.
Because it's dark in the backyard. But this is the video we played earlier. I'm not going to explain the pocket. Is if you want to see the details, go to my last video, and you'll see the pocket sticking out. It looks like there's a gun in there. It's not a water bottle in his pocket. I took a close-up photo, and here's the bombshell evidence. Look to the left.
Puts the light back in his mouth right there.
Back there, way back there. You can't even hardly see it till you zoom in. This is what I missed. It's a
Right there.
Kia Soul. A Kia Soul is way off to the left. A white Kia Soul. Do you see it back there? I don't know if you can see it in this cut. But what I'm going to do is I'll just zoom it in so you guys get an idea. You know what a Kia Soul looks like.
Chris McLaughlin. I don't know. New member. Sweet. Thank you very much. Love that. Welcome to the goat pen.
Here it is.
There's the Kia Soul right there. And it looks like there's somebody standing right here, but it's so dark you can't see between this car and right here. I can't really see.
That's in the background there to the left. The car that was seen leaving the house. The Kia Soul. That's it.
Can we clarify?
Right there.
Leaving, it was like 2.5 miles away on Camino Real. So be specific, people. Details matter.
Yeah. And this guy and the guy in the blue car looks like the same guy to me. Lori Starosta. Hello. Michelle Mybell. He obviously breathed all over the gate too. You can get DNA from that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another shot. I changed the angle. That's the Kia Soul.
Right in front of us.
That's the Kia Soul. Right there.
If I took a snapshot of this car and compared it with the Nissan Rogue, the blue one, and ChatGPT said it's very likely it's the same car.
If you think, like Nancy Grace says, There is no coincidence in crime.
No coinky dink.
Okay, this is something we have no idea why he was lifting the backpack up over. I have no idea, but you can see it looks like there's a gun
Yeah, that whatever he's got in his pocket.
in his pant pocket, something really big. We're just trying to figure this stuff out. And I actually, this next thing, what started this, I never even figured this out. Someone wrote me and said, hey, if you look at your photo, he sent me the photo of that I had of the what people said was a water bottle right here that doesn't look like a water bottle. But anyway,
Looks like something tied in a bag. What do you think? Where are you?
I am here. I'm trying to find you. I have too many tabs open. There you are. Yeah. I mean, it kind of looks like a piece of rolled parchment paper with like a ribbon tying it together, but a baggie of some sort.
Baggie of something?
he said, look at the sleeve. It looks like there's blood smeared on the sleeve.
Now, I don't buy any of the blood stuff, but I can't see that.
And maybe on the hand there. Like
He's
that
talking
inside
about on
pouch.
the elbow.
What's that?
Where like the elbow, like the elbow area right above the top of the bag on the right.
Right
Down
here.
all the like those little lines right there. You were just like at the top of it. Yeah, like that. I think that's what he's saying is, and then like right below that dark line right there, I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, but I don't know if I
Folds in the fabric to me.
buy it.
It looks like there's something right here.
It just, I think that's just like the zipper or the bottom part of a pocket or a seam.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Was bloody and it was leaking on his hand. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, I think
Doug.
you're right. And then I started thinking, remember when I said, oh, there's red? Looks like there's red. I said, I don't know if that's blood on his hand. On this shot right here. Remember when I said that? That looks like blood. It actually does.
This thing is what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. There, it looks like red.
Something
Kind
here.
of, yeah.
And this isn't the bombshell. That's the bombshell's coming up. But the next, remember I played this and I got another photo right here, another angle, and it looks like blood also.
Where's the blood? Is that this?
Yeah, yep.
Oh.
I don't see it. I don't see red.
And I'm putting
But dried blood is brown.
the two together. So I start searching through the video, trying to look at stuff closer, kind of like when we saw the Kia later. We didn't know the Kia was there for what? A week? This is graphic content. It might be disturbing to some people. Turn it off or leave the room if you don't want to watch this.
Warning, warning, warning. Cover your eyes. Come on in.
It does involve blood.
Come on, man.
This is what we never thought that this was after. But if you add an hour to it, it's a head coming out of the side of the backpack.
This is what he's talking about right here.
Okay, in the middle there, that's just a logo. That's
Right.
like a seal or yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that red thing on the right is. Like a water bottle or like an accent. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Doug, he's all freaked out.
This is terrible news. I don't even want this to be true.
Oh, we should slow that part down a little bit.
Want this to be true.
It's pretty big. This thing goes all the way up to there.
That's what she said.
Yeah. That's what she said. Oh, you can almost see the bottle there for a second. See if I can stop time.
I don't even want this to be true.
Oh yeah. It's like a flask or a bottle or something.
Yeah.
This is not what we wanted to hear. We didn't want to see the
Just turn them off.
Great. See
Logo
it.
there. Definitely a logo. Oh, and that's a perfect view of the logo right there. It's shiny even. What backpack has a logo like that? And then it's got something else, little pockets with stuff in it. What the hell is he doing holding the backpack up there? Is that a Wi-Fi jammer in there? He's trying to jam the camera or something? I don't understand why he's holding the backpack over the fence. Like it's somehow going to help him open the gate. I don't
It
get
would
it.
depend on what's on the other side of the fence. You know what I mean? Or is he trying to use it to bring some, like pull something up?
How would he use a
Like
backpack?
a latch? Like maybe use like the strap to like pull the latch up?
Possibly, but the latch would have to be pretty far down there. It's possible there's an interior latch on it and he can't reach it, and he's using the backpack to try to catch it with the loop of the backpack that holds it onto your shoulders. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, good catch, Justine. You know, he's got that little V thing right there. That's pretty particular. I could probably figure out what backpack that was if I clipped this thing, probably. Mab investigates. He investigates everything.
Oh, I was muted. The Susie Lomas said Swiss brand logo.
Swiss.
So she said,
Swiss brand logo. The Susie Lomas.
Susie Lomas. Susie Lomas. Yeah. What I do.
Now he's thinking this is the blood right here, but it's not. I don't think. And why would there be blood pouring out of the backpack in the first place? Why isn't it not playing? Is it that slow? Yeah.
It's just that slow.
notice this, but because it kind of changed, it might change things now of what we're thinking, because we were all
That's just a blur. Can't tell anything about that.
praying she was alive. I just don't understand why no one will listen to me on
Now there's that little hooky thing.
Not a little drunk, buddy.
Yeah.
this video. No one will look at him as a suspect and interview him again. They said he was cleared because the time didn't match, that it was impossible for him to be there. Well, if the clock was wrong, which they
I don't even think they want this case solved based on the behavior of everybody.
No.
Right? They just want it to go away.
Yes, they do.
always are. Mine has always been wrong. I mean, probably, what is it?
See a little bit of reddish stuff right there, but I don't think it's blood.
I don't know, like 15 years. It's always been wrong, and it's wrong right now. I'm looking at it right now. So you almost have to throw that out. But time-wise, if you add an hour to that, it's perfect timing for him to leave there and get to here. This is downtown. It's 5 miles from her house. And he's trying to get into the backyard. We don't know what he's doing. This isn't good news.
Is
But-
the looking thing a logo or a clip? I think it's a clip, PI. Thanks for the $2. I can use that. $2. I haven't taken a dime out of my channel yet. You know why? Because I started a nonprofit. And
Yes, congrats.
yeah, here's the paper I just got. We are pleased to tell you we've determined you're exempt from federal income tax under Internal Revenue Code IRC Section 501c3. Donors can deduct contributions they make to you under IRC Section 170. You're also qualified to receive tax-deductible bequests, devices, transfers, or gifts under Section 2055, 2106, or 2522. This letter could help resolve questions on your exempt status. Please keep it for your records. Organizations exempt, blah, 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 blah.
It also exempts you from certain sales tax and things like that. So always keep that tax exemption certificate with you if you're buying anything for it.
Right. Organizations exempt under IRC Section 501c3 are further classified as either public charities or private foundations. We're a private foundation. We determine your public charity under IRC section listed at the top of this letter. If we indicate at the top of this letter you're required to file Form 990EZ, our records show you're required to file an annual information return or electronic notice. If you don't file the required return or notice within 3 years, your exempt status will be automatically revoked. So this is a 501c3. Next step is to make a bank account, and then all the money that's sitting in my YouTube account, my Cash App, and my Venmo are all going into that. And we're going to be helping people find missing loved ones, helping the elderly, veterans, Gold Star families that have people in their family that have died serving our country, and all that kind of stuff.
That is amazing work.
Huh?
God's work.
Is
That
that
is
blood?
amazing work.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it.
I mean, you tell me. Am I imagining this?
You're
Do
tripping.
you guys not see all these clues? You don't
You
think
tripping,
that
bruh.
everything looks, everything ties together. The hoodie, there's a hoodie at the, when he's at the front door, you can see a hoodie. He's got two hoodies here. He's got a black.
What's up, Stacksta? Just getting off work. We're going over this dang Nancy Guthrie case. We're keeping it in the limelight so it doesn't go cold.
Black one and a gray one. You can see the hoodie.
He looks a lot bigger than this guy. But he could be wearing 3 pairs of pants and 3 sweaters too.
I don't think it's even the same backpack.
I don't think it's the same backpack. Definitely not this black one. But it's
No.
the one he's holding over the. Let's take a look.
Here, look at the, oh yeah, you can see the hoodie there. Look at the backpack. It looks like it has that little black one before inside of there. See that?
He thinks that backpack on his back on the left.
Fugitive TV's in here.
Who?
Fugitive TV.
Marcel?
Sure.
What's going on, Marcel? Love your videos, brother. I'm going to go check what you got later on. Good to see you, brother.
Someone has to recognize him. Even though
This guy looks like a freaking Skeletor. Look at him.
Explorer, someone knows who that is.
Evil.
And he had a goatee. And who shaves their head? So now we're at the house and the cops are there. Pima County Sheriff's Department is there. The media's there. And I'm talking, the media is swarming up and down the street. We got the FBI there. Had people all over ordering flowers and having it delivered right here.
Who stole
Mab.
the What?
Super chat alert.
Super chat alert.
Misty Haynes again. She done did it again.
Who?
Misty.
Misty! That backpack looks like the one he held over the fence. Thank you so much, Misty. You're too much. All this money is going towards the nonprofit. I mean, I don't need any of the money personally because I was an inventor and I was an invention broker. So I made a ton of money in like 10 years. So I'm pretty much set. Got myself set up.
Oh, very nice for you. I'm just kidding. That's awesome. And it's not easy to do.
Because I'm smart. That's why.
I wish I was smart.
I actually invented DVR, if you can believe it or not.
Did you really?
Yeah. I call
That's
it
awesome.
call it Rewind Radio. It's the name of it. But at the end of the Rewind Radio invention, I put a bunch of stuff about you could do the same thing with TV to record what you're watching 24/7, and then record over the oldest stuff, and then put markers in the video where you want, to separate different parts of it. And that became like the first DVR patent. And I didn't get a lot. I didn't get as much as I should have, because it was worth billions, but I got like $300,000 is what I sold it for. And I got offered 500 grand like 2 months later. I went and tried to buy it back, and they wouldn't sell it to me back.
Oh, wow.
But that was enough to pay my house off. So plus I got a wife that works. Oh, she just sent me a text. How's your day? She says, Mrs.
Mine's
Matt.
good. Thanks, Mrs. Mad. Thanks for asking. How's your day?
I'm live right now. How are you?
Listen to this. 0.04 miles away.
I don't know what the hell this has to do with anything, but 4 miles away from Nancy's house. Apparently, Tucson is full of criminals.
From Nancy's house. This is on the 19th. This is over 2 weeks after the kidnapping.
Fine, carry on, she says, with hearts. I love Mrs. Mab.
I don't get it. This is at 3 a.m. This is
LOL, Mab. I was an inventor. You're so blunt. And congrats to be comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, so
To Mrs. Mab's mother left her property, and it's like in a very cool location.
I'm gonna put this link in the chat, but Ashley is in the chat up the Chells over there. Sent me something, and he thinks that the truck in the garage looks like the same one that stole the cactuses or whatever in that neighborhood.
To dump the cactuses?
Like, remember what they were stolen? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To that bottom.
Oh, the cactus guy that stole the cactus?
Mm-hmm.
I think that video's in here too. I'm not sure.
This is just a block.
I put one in the chat.
You can
along with all the other ones that you didn't look at.
What you're saying. Yeah. Chaos 414.
Hi, Chaos. Why are you following me?
Good to see y'all. Jim.
From her house. And this guy's got this backpack with the reflector, very similar clothes, and his back, he's got something sticking out about 2 feet. And you hear clunking.
Sounds like you got pots and pans in there.
He sounds like pots and pans. What is this?
What up, Sex? This is bizarre. I gotta clip this too and zoom in on it. That's just too weird. Let's back it up a second. Let's see. Oh, stop. Missed it.
Her house. And this guy's got this backpack with the reflector, very similar clothes, and his back, he's got something sticking out about 2 feet. And you hear clunking. He sounds like pots and pans. What is this?
Right there. Mab's investigating. All right. Gotcha. It does like a skirt on or something. Giant weird shit. Then the cops pull up right after this, I think.
Look carefully. His coat is sticking out about 2 feet behind him. Now we've got the cops coming a little bit after. I'm not sure if the homeowner called the cops. I'm not sure if the Ring camera did it. But you can also see, if you watch the beginning of the
Ring cameras don't call cops, I don't think.
video, you can see the light is on
Cops came. Did they catch him?
inside the
Is there a FOIA we can do?
Mercedes.
Oh yeah, you did a FOIA, didn't you?
There's an emblem on the ground, which means somebody was either trying to get in or was in. Now look at here. Look at this coat. It makes no sense. It's sticking out like 2 feet, and it's clunking like it's got shovels and pans.
I just stole shit. These guys are thieves.
I don't understand. Someone needs to look behind this house. It's only 0.4 miles from her house. This is very fishy. Very strange. Who is this guy? Did they check him? You know, is that his car? We need answers. Did they interview this? Did they find this guy? Does he own the car? Does he live there? Very strange. But I think that I'm assuming they called in and reported the
He's a meth head, freaking out stealing shit.
homeowner. So it can't be him. It just doesn't.
$9.99. This video is zoomed in walking down the street. He has a very similar walk with the left leg like Porch guy. Misty Haynes slamming down another $9.99. I don't think I'm as rich as Misty is. Because I ain't got. Yeah, he was just a thief. I agree, Marcel.
Makes sense. We need to get somebody on this. Have the police looked into this?
Marcel, nobody believes the proof that I go over about Epstein being still alive. I don't know if you have any information on that, but from what I can tell, there's a link if you want to come up. But what I can tell, Epstein got switched out and he's still alive. And Ghislaine Maxwell is not in jail and she's still alive. So if we look at the behavior of Epstein, we know that one of the survivors just got hit by a bus in Australia not 6 months ago. And she explicitly said, I'm not suicidal, but yet she took her own life. And I just don't buy it.
You know, I don't know what they've seen.
Scientists too.
Yeah, what about all these scientists? How many are there now? 20?
Could be 17 last time I knew. I don't know how many it is now.
You know what they haven't.
Tower.
This just makes no sense. I don't get it.
You remember the bomb that went off in Trump Tower, in front of Trump Tower in Vegas?
I do.
You
I remember
do?
that.
You remember the manifesto letter that guy left? It was during the time when all these drones were flying over New Jersey. I believe it because I got no evidence if he was really dead. Camera's not working, even though he was on watch in the cell. It just so happens all the guards fell asleep. All the cameras that were supposed to be watching him somehow just stopped working. And if you go by one of the statements of one of the guards, a van came in with a military guy, did not check in properly, and they took Epstein in a wheelchair somewhere and they switched him out basically because Epstein had a prostate and the guy they did an autopsy on did have a prostate. So it couldn't have been the same guy because Epstein did not have a prostate and the guy that did the autopsy on did. So that's all the evidence I need right there.
And you're
I
not
don't
to
get
do
it.
CPR and interventions on a body that's been here for 2 hours. You're not. You're not.
CPR on a freaking body that's been dead for 2 hours and then film it.
Not in my experience.
The whole thing was just a cover up. What was this? Is this from the guy?
Sheriffs stay at the house all night long, keep it protected. They have for a month. It's community support here. Hundreds of people have signed this.
My name's on there.
This to everybody, and they put up signs saying to leave and get out of here. But there's some Karens.
We got a snapshot in Pooh Ellen here.
Pooh Yellen, sir.
Pooh Ellen. Let's do that real quick. Look at her.
I don't want to. That's her?
Yeah.
No, someone said that's Gem Lady.
You think that's Gem Lady? That's not Plue Ellen? Are you sure?
That caused this.
Psychic
that
writers
went
in it.
and complained.
They were working on some project, whatever it was. The government does not want anyone to know exactly. Gravitic, we already have anti-gravity. That was started by Townsend T. Brown back in the 50s. I know because I've researched it all, and I ran a patent agency for freaking 20 years, and I read every single patent we did, and that was over 5,000 inventions I read. So I got a lot of knowledge about technology stuffed in.
Aren't those really, really long?
Huh?
Aren't patent applications really, really, really long?
They can be short, but it's the claims in the back of the end of the patent application is an abstract. Right before that, there are what is called claims, and the metes and bounds of your property are described just like a property description of your house, of your property. You know, you go
But your IP?
your intellectual property is defined by what those claims say. And that's how you get, the longer the claim, the less valuable it is. The shorter the claim, the more valuable. Because what you want to do is you want to own all of the intellectual property that is in your area of expertise.
So they can't duplicate it or make knockoffs.
Yeah, you want to create a window that they have to jump through to copy your invention. A lot of people don't understand that. They write these claims that don't make any sense. But if you create a window that someone has to jump through to copy your invention, then you've really done something, because you can sue anybody that tries to copy you. Anyway, it gets pretty heady and technical. But I've invented, I don't know, I think I had like 20 different inventions.
To everybody, and they put up signs saying
One day I'll dox myself and prove it to y'all.
to leave and get out of
Donna, good to see you.
here. I feel like they don't care about Nancy. You know what? Some of these neighbors refuse to give the police their videos, their security cameras, so they couldn't even look to see if they have extra footage to find out who this is.
There are some people refusing to give them the camera footage.
Wouldn't even help out. And some of these Karens, you know, they're making this a cold case by pushing everyone out and get out of here. If it was Karen that was kidnapped, she would definitely want someone to look. And
have I ever had 344 people in my chat at the same time? Damn.
Do you?
Guys, sub up. Get me to 5,000. You 344 cool people, 342 cool people. You two that just left, get your ass back here.
If it was her mother, she would want the media to stay there. I can guarantee it, because I know I would.
I want to see the day where I got 500 people in my chat.
Listen, if the person that did this is listening, please let her go. The family needs her back. And if it's not possible, if you can't do that.
That looks familiar. That's a different picture than this one. That must have been a photo shoot she did. It's kind of a cool picture. I want to clip that. Whoops.
It looks like by the Today Show, like where they have all the signs, because it looked like people behind were holding like the.
Yeah. Let's clip that little deal real quick here.
Who's the original person or the report that came from? They did not want to give out video footage. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I've heard that though. I don't remember where.
Yeah.
Mabinvestigates@gmail.com.
Yeah, my email. All right. Thanks, Doug. Where's the interview room? There it is. Here it is.
Oh gosh, you can't make me.
What if we put it on like high speed, where it sounds like they're actually talking in real time?
Yeah, does anyone else want to come up? I don't want to hog the. I don't gotta hog this.
I can put.
Fugitive TV or somebody, but
There's the link again.
I don't want to be a stream hog.
Click share on the moon.
Yeah, he was so slow on getting to his point, and he said a whole lot of nothing. The only thing that was amazing was when he totally slammed KBOA, like totally slammed him, and
Slam.
Nanos a little bit. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he said shame on you. He said KBOA, shame on you.
KVOA, yeah. Hey Donna, fact of fact. Fast forward an hour to 1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour. Here is 1 hour right here. Let's share it first.
He changed it to matter of fact. I don't know. I like attractive of fact better. Oh yeah, come on up, do it.
Yeah.
Fugitive TV. I'm sorry, Marcel.
Here you go, Marcel. That'd be cool.
He was on a live with like Daphne and 857 the other day. I was supposed to be on it, but I had a commitment. So I missed you.
I was on with Daphne, and I think it was Marcel was on there.
Yes, it was the same one. Yep.
Yeah.
I was auditing the Miss Wisconsin pageant, so I couldn't.
So this is Estefan Park, where this guy, now this is a whole nother nightmare, where this guy that's reporting the corruption on the parks has now been ordered out of every single park, every single public park, and has a restraining order against the people that work at the Parks Department, all because he was just reporting the weird shit that was going on in Pima County parks.
Yep.
Nancy Guthrie. And guess what I found out? First time you're ever hearing this.
Second time.
I found out in this park is a very interesting environment. Shootings, stabbings, homelessness, drugs, all the above. And so the more I dug, and by the way, this is an old piece of video, but listen for yourself.
So for all of you that have never seen an encampment, this is the encampment at Estevan Park that is right behind a gym that is run as a nonprofit for kids. And because this area has gotten so bad, the kids have stopped coming to the nonprofit. The nonprofit leases the building from the city. They've had to struggle to make their payments because of the situation here with the crime, the fentanyl, and the issues that go along with that. So it completely undermines what the nonprofit is trying to do for their kids.
So the nonprofit is called, I know it. I just took a screenshot of it the other day. The nonprofit is called come on, man. No, I guess I don't have it handy, but Annie rents from this nonprofit. So Sure Shop jewelry places right near here.
Okay, so of course this is happening everywhere, but I thought to myself, okay, what is going on in this particular park? And of course, I came across that piece of the puzzle. Okay, and whoops, this particular park in of itself is just crazy, crime ridden.
Oh yeah,
right?
Splinter Collective.
And I thought, okay, well, this would be the type of park or type of environment, type of area.
It's called the Splinter Collective, and Natalie Brewster Nguyen is the executive director, co-executive director, like Nguyen, like Vietnamese. Nguyen, I guess it's pronounced.
Area that we can say, okay, if I needed a criminal or if I was a criminal of that mindset and I want it, I'm struggling, etc., would I pick up information about, certain things? Okay. This is the part. And then I had an aha moment. This is approximately 5.3 miles from AG's house. It is approximately 5.9 miles to Nancy's house.
Now, if I'm the chef in the chef and waiter situation where the chef is the puppet master, Marcel here? Marcel!
You left him waiting. He's probably been back there for a minute.
What's up?
What's going on, guys? What is going on?
What's
Hello.
up? It's my honor to have you on here, man.
No problem, man. I like you guys' stuff, so I came in to say hi, chill out for a little bit and see what's going on, and
We're going over this now. If you were a criminal, like the chef in the chef and waiter situation on this abduction, would you go to Estefan Park and pick a couple of crackheads to do the job? Or would you pick somebody who has never been arrested?
I don't think I would be going up to the park to pick up a couple meth heads or crackheads
Yeah.
because those people have big mouths usually, and they'll tell on you for the littlest things. Somebody will offer some, and they're going to tell on you. So I would suggest no to that one.
Yeah. My thoughts exactly. So we're just kind of going over Chris McDonough's situation here. Now, this nonprofit where Annie's shop is right next to this park. I'm not sure that has anything to do with it either, but I don't know. I still think that Epstein is alive and he's not in jail, and neither is Ghislaine Maxwell. And if
Hey, I think that this is bigger than what we think it is. I
yeah,
think that
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot bigger than what we think it is, and I think the police know it, and I
yeah,
think the FBI knows it, and they just can't say anything.
and they can't.
Oh, yes. I've been thinking that for so long. Thank you.
That's
Agree.
why
Agree.
that's why they want this to go away so bad. That they are willing to arrest and violate the constitutional rights of people like Alex and Damien and the Juice, and arrest them for sitting on public property within the law, streaming just like any journalist would, and they're arresting them to shut this case down. That's my opinion.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna send you those FOIAs too. Sorry. Go ahead.
What's that?
it's okay. Go ahead, you can talk. It's
No,
on
I was
you.
just gonna say I gotta send you those FOIAs.
Yeah,
Me?
I think Porch guy was sent. He's not somebody behind the scenes is the mastermind, and whoever is behind those scenes that's the mastermind, I don't think we'll ever probably find out. I don't think we're ever going to find out. And
I
I think
think,
if they do make an arrest, it's going to be some scapegoat.
yeah, it'll be a scapegoat, just like the Kirk situation. And let's not even get into that because, sorry, I got some spam trying to call me. I think that if anybody does get caught, prosecution will be almost impossible because of what Nanos did with the crime scene. I mean, any evidence found after 30 hours is going to be thrown out because anybody could have been traipsing through that place because it wasn't protected. They turned it back over to the family. You think
Yeah,
that
which was very odd. They turned the crime scene over so quick. Never seen
Yeah.
that before. That was odd.
I've never seen anything like it either. And they didn't even take the mat where the guy was standing and there was blood dripping. They didn't take the mat to Quantico and analyze that. That blew me away. That right there told me that they weren't serious about getting a proper forensic examination of this crime scene at all.
I'll tell you the part where I think a lot of people might forget about, where I at first I didn't pay attention to it, then I sat and thought about it, and I was like, wait, hold on. So when Brian Enton was interviewing the neighbor, and the neighbor said the two that they think FBI agents came to their door with
Yeah,
the FBI hoodie on. That's all they had. They didn't show credentials, just a hoodie, and said, do you have a pacemaker in your garage?
yeah.
And to this day, they confirmed that one of them was an agent, what they're saying, but they don't know about the second guy. So I was like, that was very odd to this day. It's like, who were these two people?
And who would carry a pacemaker in their garage outside of a body? Does that make any damn sense?
I thought the same thing. I thought that was so weird. And I thought the media kind of just like blew that over. Like they should have
And I think,
dug into.
Marcel, what you did with the pacemaker video with the shoulder area, you know, the battery and the antenna is in the shoulder, and it's very easy to take out and
Yep.
do whatever with. And the main part of it is near the heart, right, where the wires go to the heart and send the signal to the heart. But you could take that battery and that antenna anywhere, and it would emulate the pacemaker, right? Like if you had the base station with you, you took the base station and the pacemaker, you could do anything you want with it. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I thought so too. And they made such a big deal about the pacemaker the first like couple of days. It was such a big deal about the pacemaker, and I always went like, why are they making such a big deal? I understand they're looking for her, looking for the pacemaker. I understand that, but when they added those two FBI agents, do you have a pacemaker in your garage? That just threw me off. I was like, what? That just made no sense.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense whatsoever. Y'all want to check this more on this video of McDonough?
Yeah, go ahead. You can play Chris's video.
Yeah. I started at 1 hour. Am I missing anything?
No.
But more importantly, it is 1,000 feet from 901 North 13th Street. Why is that important? Karen?
You're going to have to keep going
I'll tell you
in order
what.
for people to put this all together in their minds.
This is where Annie's studio is.
Where this
It's the location of the nonprofit that Annie has worked for and with for a number of years. And it's on her bio and it's all over her website.
So when we think about this, I started asking, wait a minute.
She says digital creator, but yet she's a jeweler and a poet. I don't get it. Annie Guthrie's Holiday Trunk Show.
What's going on here? Did the suspect overhear a conversation about Annie and her mother and her sister? Are they hanging out in this area? Is something going on here that nobody has looked into or investigated yet in terms of law enforcement? And so I started digging around even further and started asking the street. And
talk to the street now.
The next thing I discover,
Splinter Social Club. That's Splinter is the nonprofit.
Is this is where AG, her shop is. And look at the bottom pin on the right. That is her shop, and the park is within 1,000 feet. But here's what's really, really interesting. Between that shop and that park, guess what?
There's a dealership, car dealership, or chop shop.
Is an auto dealer.
So like the crackheads are renting cars.
Oh.
I mean, when they come across the border, not only do they get a hotel room and a credit card, they also get a free rent a car from this place right here when they come across the border.
Then the crackheads are running cars.
The crackheads are renting cars, dressing up, going to Walmart, stealing. They didn't even pay for the shit. They just stole the mask and the damn crotch holster and the backpack.
Check this out.
Are a tragedy and they shouldn't have to exist, but they are the better alternative than continuously pushing people around.
Dozens of people are out on city streets after being removed from their encampment in Midtown. It's the latest development as Tucson leaders work to clean up homeless camps, and that effort is coming with pushback. The city says 80 people were living near Estevan Park near Speedway and I-10. The city says they worked to give them options before clearing out the area, but now there's concerns of another camp growing just down the street. 13 News reporter Shelby Slaughter is at the new encampment that just popped up.
In California, the homeless industrial complex is a money-making machine. The more homeless people they have, the more money they make. So getting rid of homelessness is the opposite of their goal. Their goal is to have as many homeless as possible so that they get federal dollars that they can steal from the taxpayers. This is what's happening in my state.
Here off of 13th Avenue, you can't miss the dozens of tents lining the street. Residents tell me that this encampment popped up right after Estevan Park was cleared out last week.
And on Thursday morning, the 27th at 5 a.m., the city came in and swept the encampment. So pushed everybody out and bulldozed the wash.
Natalie Wade, owner of the Splinter Art and Community Fund, says the city forced the people out of the park, leaving them with nowhere to go. So they ended up here on her doorstep. She says forcing people to move doesn't solve the problem, but rather just pushes it on someone else.
Now,
that's right. Try sending them to rehab or do something constructive. Give them a job, give them a purpose, give them something to do. That's how you get rid of homelessness. You don't enable it or just push them out and put them somewhere else that don't make no damn sense.
Here's an interesting piece of
this though too. We had a whole like homeless encampment underneath one of the bridges, and they were just like, "You got to get out of here." Well, they're gonna go somewhere. They're still gonna go somewhere. You're not helping them.
I'm going to do some pieces on homelessness in California. Down about 45 minutes from me is Santa Cruz, California, where homelessness is rampant, right? Because the weather is pretty nice. It doesn't freeze, and it's not as hot as it is down south. Well, down south is worse, but there's a little place, soup kitchen type of place over there by Home Depot. Wait, no, by Costco in Santa Cruz. And the homeless people like hang out downtown, panhandling, like playing guitars and or doing whatever down there to make money. And, you know, people give them money. I've actually met people that were like former CEOs of freaking businesses, homeless people down there that just decided to check out of life. And they're homeless by choice, not by circumstance. So most of these homeless people are choosing that lifestyle. They want to do drugs and they want to party and just not have any responsibility. And if you can enable that through these nonprofits, then a lot of people are going to go that route.
This puzzle.
Yeah, you are correct when it comes to a lot of them. They do. A lot of them do choose to be out there because they know there's no rules set for them. They don't have to worry about responsibilities. You know, things like that. I used to have I have a business as well where I have crews that clean office buildings after they close and things like that. And we had a contract with a nonprofit that they housed homeless people, and we would have access to the HR department where the finances was at, and they would always leave paperwork all over the tables. And I was up there training somebody one day, and oh my God, I remember them leaving what their the profit, so not the overall gross, but the profit was. And I remember reading it monthly, it was $3.9 million profit.
Whoa.
Yes, so every month that was their profit. And they always claimed that they didn't have any money to house everybody, and they always claimed they didn't have enough money to do this. Always claim that, you know, but I'll never forget seeing that profit number.
They got enough money to make everybody a millionaire.
Pretty much.
It's bizarre. I just got an alert. I got a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, but it's a phone appointment. So if I go dark for like 3 or 4 minutes, that's why. But I'm not gonna stop. stop. I'm just going to keep going.
All right. We forgive you. We forgive you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Marcel.
The homeless are the issue. I'm saying that if you potentially are the mindset to be porch guy, that's where you're going to find him, in that type of environment.
I disagree with that. I think Porch Guy was chosen because he didn't have a record and because his DNA is not in any database. If you're smart and you want to get away with something and you're the chef, the waiter is going to be clean as a whistle. You guys agree?
Yeah, it would be smart to find someone who's not in the database. And yes, Cass, we were just talking about nonprofits and how much their CEOs make, you know, like Red Cross and Goodwill and all of that, where, you know, I said if you take over 50% of what you know, bring in for your charity and give it to, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're paying people out or you're expensing over half of what you're getting in, you don't even have any business running a nonprofit. But yeah, no, I agree.
Somebody just emailed me a picture of Sue Ellen, I think.
No. No.
Yes. I'll pull it up in a little while.
Who yelling?
So, as my sweetheart knows, I like to go to places at night and during the day and when the sun's going down. And so I am going to show you that I went out there and I started looking at some of the elements there. And what do I mean by that? I had a case years ago. Her name was Rebecca Jensen. And in that particular case, it was a mother with 3 children. She disappeared. And she was murdered by 3 individuals, meth users, tweakers, all the above. They looked exactly like that environment we just saw in that news report. I spent over 3 months in that environment, talking. And I thought to myself, okay, has the sheriff, has Tucson PD, has anybody been flushing this neighborhood? If I was a streamer in Tucson, rather than hang out at Nancy's house, take the pictures of Porch Guy. And I know Monks just did a thing where you can screenshot his drawing and start poking the bear in that.
Problem is, it's like, I don't know, 75% of Mexican guys look like that. With the beard and a mustache. I mean, how do you, with what we see on that Porch Guy thing, even Monk's thing that he did, I mean, it looks like the beard and the hair, the facial hair looks fake to me.
It's funny you said that it looks fake because I've been saying we don't know if this guy had some sort of what you call a flesh mask underneath that mask. Because if he had 2 gloves on, why wouldn't he have 2 masks on? I've always said that.
I think you're right. I mean, I actually did a video, a live stream where I showed the person, a woman coming up in the video of a woman that looks just like a regular chick with short hair. And she pulls the thing from her boobs and everything. She pulled the boobs up over her face and she was a completely different woman underneath. And it's not expensive to do either. I mean,
No. I mean, there's actually a case where the woman was murdered and the guy tried to get the insurance money, and it had happened to a previous wife of his, but he either bought or hired someone to buy a mask that looked just like her. So it looked like she was walking in and dousing the place in gasoline and lighting it on fire. But I think Monk's picture further verifies, that's what I was trying to say earlier, further verifies that, because the eyes are so sunken that it leaves space for that. Do you know what I mean?
It's like there's distance, that mask distance, so the eyes are more sunken in. Do you remember the video I did where the guy had a latex mask, a black guy, latex mask on, and he was robbing banks? And even he was a white guy, but he had a black man's mask on. He always wore sunglasses and he robbed banks. And so they picked a black guy up that looked just like the mask, and they arrested him. And his own mother said, "Yeah, I saw my son robbing that bank." And it turns out it was a white guy in a black man's mask. I mean, their own mother couldn't tell the difference.
That area.
Oh yeah, it's common thing for them to use a mask like that actually to
The CIA,
very common.
the CIA's wardrobe department is unbelievable. They can dress up and make themselves look like a 90-year-old man, all hunched over with a cane, and underneath is a young chick that can run, a 5-second freaking quarter mile, wherever it is.
Oh yeah,
And so
yeah.
Yeah, you could really do anything you wanted.
Talked to some of my folks and learned that Tucson has what they call Bravo teams.
Yeah, Bravo team. This is interesting.
What did Nanos do to the Pima County Bravo teams?
Well, we heard that he dismantled them, just like we also heard that he dismantled his very experienced homicide unit and reassigned those folks to different places.
So if you don't kiss Nanos' ass, you don't work.
Get a desk job.
Yeah. I mean, what he did to his incumbent during the election amounts to election interference. Totally screwed her over. And, I believe he kind of stole that election.
He did.
We've heard that he's done a lot of dismantling of very valuable sheriff's department assets as far as investigations go.
Yeah. So basically, he has, eliminated all the teams that would have been going out and talking to these types of individuals. And I went out and started talking to some individuals, and I started asking questions. Tell me about the neighborhood. Tell me about this, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And it's amazing what a cold bottle of water will do when you have what they call jonesing, or somebody's chasing the needle, or they're chasing the pipe. Okay. And you understand that they're in need. Well, these are the kind of people that
they don't need water, they need drugs. That's what they're after.
And that actually goes back to my point about would you go and get a crackhead out the park? Because he just said it's amazing what a cold water would do. So if he's back out in the park smoking crack, because that's where he's going to go back to, and you need to get some information, and he's in a dire need, and you got some cold water, he might give you up. So
I think if you had a little fent, he'd probably give it up quicker.
I mean, how reliable is someone who's strung out, though? Like, how reliable are they to actually do it and do it in a sober enough degree where they're not just going to nod off right in the middle of trying to do that? I mean, I don't know.
Tell you anything you want. That's why torture never worked.
Yeah.
Because when you torture people, they'll tell you anything to get you to stop torturing them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, if you ever heard of a guy named John Kiriakou, former CIA, he blew the whistle on the torture program, and they went after him, and threw him in jail for blowing the whistle on the CIA torture program. And he even said, he got more out of the terrorists when he treated them good than anybody ever got out of the terrorists when you tortured them. That you just can't, there's no reliable information you're going to get.
And it's the same thing that happens with false confessions, though, too. You sit there and interrogate and badger and badger and badger, and then
it's like
did I do that? I don't know.
You remember the Delta?
Yeah.
Remember the Delta?
I've seen that personally with the false confessions. I've seen that personally with people where they would, like you said, badger them and then just use psychological. Even same thing with the lie detector test. They'll use that to try and make you do a false confession, to make you believe that maybe I am lying, or I've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's not reliable.
Would fit.
I mean, just keeping somebody in an interrogation room for like 12 hours straight and just keeping them awake, and they'll tell you anything basically to get out of it. Come on, we know you did it. Just You know, you want to get it off your chest, don't you? And finally,
Oh,
they're like,
oh, yeah, I've been there. Oh, yeah,
"Get the
I
hell
know
out of
you.
here!" Oh yeah, you were a
Oh,
fugitive.
yeah, I've been there. When I turned myself in after being on the run for all those years, I was interrogated for 4.5 days straight.
Oh
They
my
had
God.
4.5 days straight in an interrogation room. I
Oh,
pretty much was sleeping on the floor, e- everything. And they came in there and they swear that I was just giving up information to ISIS. All that's what they came in there swearing that I was doing because I did things so good that they were just shocked at, they wanted to know like, hey, did I sell information to these people or did I buy information, and that type of thing. And 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 if I was like weak minded, oh yeah, I could have been, but because I knew the kind of game that they played, with me,
Yeah.
and I just came back, with facts. Like, this is what I know. This is exactly what I did. We can test it out right now. I can show you what I did, that I broke through your security system to do this, and they were just all shocked by the end of it. But if they would have never, if I was weak minded, oh yeah, I'd probably be doing 30, 50, 60 years on the news and they probably would have used me as some terrorist or something, which I never was,
What was the
so.
original charge?
The original charge was, so back in 2003, I started do you remember the company MCI?
No.
MCI was a phone company. It was with they were just as big as Sprint and AT&T.
Yeah.
And I was
This is
working for MCI, and at that time MCI went they got in trouble for like money laundering, things like that. And I just had my first son, all kind of stuff. So we show up to work one day, doors are locked, we can't go to work. I'm about to get evicted. So I eventually ran into a guy to help me start a car ring. So the original charges was we were taking cars from dealerships, but the dealerships was in on it. And
yeah.
they were writing the cars off as a tax write-off. So I
Yeah.
did that for about 6 or 8 months. Then after I stopped, I had like a whole crew. I let them, they kept doing it. I stopped and they kept doing it. Well, once they got caught, they told on me and I was like the
Yeah.
mastermind,
Yeah.
and all that type of thing or whatever. And they linked everything to me afterwards. Luckily they never didn't go federal, luckily, but um I ended up going to, and this was like the first time I ever got in trouble too. So they ended up sending me to a prison actually, but they ended up sending me to a boot camp prison.
Wow.
um, yeah, so I graduated that, and then during graduation, I had a 3-year-old son. He ended up passing away like right after I graduated. He ended
God.
up passing away in a car accident,
sorry.
Oh
and
God. I'm so
they s-
sorry.
they sent me to a halfway house, and I went to the halfway house. Come to find out, the halfway house was only like a mile away from where my son was buried. I never got to go see his grave, so I'm begging him, can I go make this, just this piece that I need? Anyway, long story short, we ended up bunting heads. I ended up leaving the halfway house, and that's when I went on the run for all that whole time, actually. So I had an escape charge, then plus my original charges too, which they could have bumped back up to like 10 years, which I could have got. Plus the
Yeah.
escape was like 12 years. So I was looking at 22 years
Thanks.
altogether. 22 years altogether. And then when I eventually turned myself in, we worked out a deal to where I showed them, exactly how I broke through security systems. I worked at the JFK airport while I was on the run. And they were
Wow.
like, how did I do that? So I showed them a lot of stuff, what I did.
False
And,
identities and
plus
shit.
taking accountability, they only gave me 2 years probation after that. And that's long and done and over with after that.
That's cool. So you had like a false identity to get that job?
Yeah, yes. I had false identities. I went to Canada, I went to Greenland, I went to Iceland, I went to Mexico
Well, you
back
had a
and
good
forth.
time.
Yeah, man, I was living life. I went to Mexico back and forth. That's why I know about how easy it is to cross that border in Tucson, because I was in Tucson crossing the border, but I was using the underground tunnels doing it, actually.
Especially if you did it through the Indian reservation.
Yeah, I know about the reservation, but I never stepped foot on there. So I never went on there. I actually went through underground. There's a couple underground tunnels that I don't know if they're still there. I believe one is still there through a contact I have, but I was using some underground tunnels going back and forth,
Right.
conducting some business of trying to survive pretty much, really.
Right. All right.
But yeah, so I know all about that interrogation. Yeah, they'll try their hardest. And I tell people, even if you're innocent and you didn't do anything, just don't say one word.
Yeah,
Get your attorney.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I was for the first half of my life, I think I was like a kind of a dealer, but I never got caught. They almost got me once.
They're gonna get him now. Get him. Get him.
That's long
Past
time ago.
statute of limitations.
Yeah, way past that. But one time I went to get a quarter pound of, or no, I was buying stuff from this guy named Dano, some cocaine, and he, all of a sudden, I got a call from a good friend of mine that from my high school days that was kind of the kingpin of that kind of powder. He was the kingpin of the area, and he was a friend of mine, but we never really talked or met in person. But he called me up and said, Dano is going to call you and try to set you up. He's working with the DEA. And then like 5 minutes later, the phone rings and it's Dano trying to front me a quarter pound to try to set me up. So I freaked out and I left with all my shit. I took my boat, my truck, my camper. I went up to Fort Bragg, California, and went salmon fishing with a friend of mine out in the middle of the ocean. And I did that for a whole summer. I'm like, if you can catch me out here, you can have me. But never did catch me. So that was, yeah. But as soon as I had my daughter, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to be one of these guys at the bar who, can't see his kids anymore or anything like that.
Yeah, once you have kids, everything changes. Everything. It's before you have kids, you're thinking of wild things to do, But once you have kids, everything changes. It should change anyway. It should.
Yeah, my ex actually kidnapped my daughter for a while, and that was pretty traumatic. For 10
wow.
days. It was like 10 days. That she was gone, but I figured out a way to get her back.
I don't know if I'm criminally qualified enough to be sitting on this panel right now.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. I gotta go catch a
We know
felony.
you
I'll be
ran some
back.
red lights or something.
Yeah, you have to do a crime or something. My phone should be ringing any minute, so if I go offline or if I mute, it's because I'm taking this phone appointment.
The type of personality as Porch Guy. They may not necessarily always be sophisticated, but they are criminally minded. And that guy who came on that front porch had no sense of feeling for Nancy Guthrie. Absolutely zero. And so I wanted to know where those zeros hang out. And how do those zeros connect in any way, shape, or form close to the three women in this investigation? Because for me, Nancy is the main target. But is it possible that Annie was also in the conversation? Or Savannah? Or is it possible you need an area where somebody could be brought in as Porch Guy? And there's more to the story that we don't know yet. Okay? So I hit the streets in the last week in Tucson. And I thought, how do we go from this house in terms of the suspect understanding she was going to be in this house at a certain time, a certain date, and a certain place? Somebody knows. And it's not standing in front of this house where we're going to get that information. It's going to be going to parks like I just showed you, that park actually, and telling people there's $1.2 million on the fence here. And that park is 5.9 miles from Nancy's house. It is 5.6 miles from Annie's house. It is 1,000 feet from Annie's workshop. And you will be surprised when you do that, what you will find out about perceptions, about maybe the cops are looking in the wrong direction. Maybe they're waiting for the Easter Bunny. And maybe there's more to this than just the electronic footprint. This is a situation where there are a lot of answers, in my opinion.
Quickest doctor's appointment ever.
The one thing I can say about recruiting somebody from the park, the one thing that would make sense is if you were recruiting somebody who would be disposable,
Yeah.
just to do something real quick. Because one of my contacts who does the coyote business down there in Tucson, if you know what I mean. At 2 weeks after this happened, Mob, I don't know if you saw one of the videos I mentioned it a couple times. I don't know if it's true or not, but they said that one of the people on the porch or at the house might not be alive anymore, and they're probably by the border somewhere dumped off.
I've heard that.
So so if you did grab somebody from the park, they probably aren't no longer alive anymore if that's the case.
I agree. I mean, they would be disposable and
Yep.
Easily disposable in the sense that, you know, if they're there, people assume that nobody's going to miss them if they,
Correct.
you know, are gone.
And because they're an addict and all that and homeless, they're not going to really look into it. They're just going to think, oh, you know, he owed somebody money or whatever, and not a lot of resources going to be expended on that person.
You're right. That is correct. So that would make sense if you were going to do that, as in like I need an extra driver or extra hand. You know, we're going to give you a cup some money, then then off with his head and they dump him off somewhere.
I don't know if you guys remember Kayla Day.
Yes.
But
Yep.
Kayla Day's husband, William Hubie, was a human trafficker that was trafficking people from Mexico. And
Yep.
he got in a high-speed chase with Border Patrol and killed an 80-year-old woman, crashing into her and running off into the desert on a broken foot. He got caught and he did 11 years in jail. And he also worked at a dealership in Tucson. So I don't know what that means or whatever, but I got his, I tracked that down. But this is the weirdest case I've ever covered. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I think we were in that one live and I said we got a bunch of everything but a bunch of nothing at the same time.
I know.
I think the only case that's been boggled this bad and was this mysterious is John Benet Ramsey, and that's all I can compare it to.
The Jean
So
Benet
strange.
case is bizarre, especially because the body was there the whole time, and they're like getting ransom and talking about ransom and all this other stuff, and the guy and the poor girl is in the basement the whole time. That is bizarre.
One of my viewers said they should be looking if someone died recently. The only issue is if it was somebody from the park who's a drug addict, they will probably be no reports of them missing or anything.
Right. Exactly.
That geographic region. Karen, thoughts?
Let's show the video so they can take a look and see what we found.
Okay. So we went from this house right back down to the park. Let me show that here in a second. In my mind to, let's try to find the waiter. Now, if you'll notice that sign behind me, okay, that is an auto dealer. They sell cars. They probably let you borrow them too.
They let you borrow them. Come on, man. I don't think
When I first heard that, I cracked up. I was laughing so hard.
So wise, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, now if some crackheads are running the place, maybe that's, here, give me $50 and you can take the car for a few hours and bring it back. I don't know. Possible.
Now I did look up I didn't look up who owns it, but I just quickly looked up the dealership.
Yeah.
They do have a 4.9 rating on Google. I didn't see anybody saying, hey, they let me rent the car or anything like that. That part I didn't see. But they do have a very high rating on Google, if that matters.
4.9 out of 5?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Out of like 50 or 60 reviews or something like that. Actually, I can look it up right now. I remember the name of it.
All right.
Same
crack car rental, Mr. Rooster says.
Property of the workshop. And at the end of the street here, it's in the same area of it's the park. The park is right next door. And so I thought I'd go talk to some of the folks, for lack of a better term. And this is the kind of area where you would actually find that waiter. Let's say, hypothetically, this is a situation that, involves more than one person. And, when you come out here and you see stuff like this, it does make you think about, the type of people that potentially could have access to Nancy Guthrie. Now, believe it or not, this area here is the actual nonprofit that one of the family members supports. As you can see, this is a pretty interesting area.
That little house right there. Looks like that definitely looks like a crack den right there.
And what is that the one? Why does that look so familiar to the one that they did just do a drug bust on?
This
There was
thing?
one not that long ago that 857 was at where they took down a house.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, let me look into it. Okay.
As a whole, there's a park behind me over here that has a lot of homelessness, a lot of drugs. There are needles. There's all kinds of stuff open, here in this environment. Now, one of the things, remember, we talked about in the victim risk continuum is what they call the, situation, environment, circumstance, low, medium, high risk. We talked about, remember, a contact point. There has to be a contact point. And I come from the old school where we solved homicides long before DNA, long before cell phone towers and all this other stuff. Those are great tools. Don't misunderstand me. But you've got to get on the street and you've got to know where to go, and how to get there. And you've got to understand what the circumstances are and empathize with people living on the street. You just can't drive by them and say, thank you very much, or sit at a desk with your computer screen on and expect leads to come flooding into your office or watch YouTube and go, yeah, I think this is a wrench attack. I'm going to tell my investigators to go out there. Okay. When stuff like this is sitting under your nose.
Hey man, you guys, there's 422 people in the chat. If you haven't subbed up, sub up. Get us to 5,000. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, actually, all my viewers go help Mob. Go to Mob and hit
Mab,
subscribe on his
M-A-B.
channel. Help
Mab.
him out.
Mob's a different channel. This is Mab.
Oh, Mab. I'm sorry. Mab. M-A-B. Mab investigates. I said Mob.
Go
Mob,
on my
Mab
channel
investigates.
too.
Oh yeah,
Help him
Pretty
out.
Little Clues. Pretty Little Clues. Also go sub them.
Yes, Pretty Little Clues as well. Help her out too. The one thing he does say in this video, which I do agree with, is you do have to, certain these cases have to hit the streets.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to hit the streets to talk to people, to get information, whether it's from homeless, whether it's from other criminals, whether it's from whoever's in the street. If let's say if it's a gang that's involved, a lot of times if you can get in with the lower level of the gang member who feels he's being shorted or something like that, he'll give you some information.
Yeah. Yep. Totally true.
Where you have the daughter of a kidnap victim in an environment that's loaded with criminals, just loaded. And I'm not talking a few. I'm talking the other night, just recently, they had a shooting in the park that I'm at. The guy's dead.
Let's not forget that on the night of Friday the 13th, when Luke Daly got arrested or detained, 2 people were hit by cars and died.
Yeah, Dolly came up on that, right?
Yeah, he ran up one of them thinking it was the scene, and he ran up on a deceased person.
Oh, and Elena Moore, her autopsy results are in.
What's that?
Elena Moore, the lady that was missing.
Oh,
the wife
yeah.
that was missing.
Her autopsy results are in?
Yep.
How did she die?
Says did not find any immediate cause of death, revealing no evidence of trauma or external injuries. I can read.
There has to
So
be
they don't know.
There has to be a cause of
That
death.
made no sense at all. That made no sense.
So the coroner states that the autopsy did not identify an immediate cause of death, revealing no evidence of trauma or external injuries. Well, she didn't just walk out and like DFO, like fall out.
They don't have the toxicology back then, huh?
No, it usually takes like a couple weeks, doesn't it? Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks to a month.
Yeah, it could take a while. So it'd probably be on the toxicology then, we would think
Yeah.
anyway, if that's the case.
I would think it'd be in the toxicology report that the cause of death.
Thank you to whoever said that in the chat. I can't remember who it was, but someone in the chat said it.
Okay, cool.
So one of my viewers said there is no way any dealership here in Tucson would allow anybody to borrow a car unless it was a big dealership and you were borrowing a car while yours was getting fixed. I haven't found one yet.
Now, I knew this chick that was pretty promiscuous, and she would like sleep in with somebody at the dealership, and that guy let her take a brand new car and just took it, and they reported it stolen, but I guess they had a different plate or something on it. And we were like going to a concert in that vehicle, and she was saying, you know, this is stolen from the dealership, but the guy never got busted or anything. They just got away with it. One time I had a ex-girlfriend who was coming up to my place. I lived in the mountains in like Boulder Creek, California. And she was drunk and she was coming up to get some meth, right? And she rolled her Toyota 4Runner on the way to my house. And I had a trailer. So I ran down there and put it on a trailer and brought it up to my house. And then I contacted the insurance company. I said, why don't you guys just sell me that vehicle? And they wanted to, you know, they were giving me a problem, right? So I said, well, I don't know if you know anything about Boulder Creek, but I'm just going to put this thing on the side of the road. And by the time you guys get to it, there's going to be nothing left of it. And so they went ahead and sold it to me for a really good deal. And then these guys called the Flying Hawaiians came up to my house and said that they could fix it. So it still drove, but it was totally smashed on the top. So they took off and they came back with a brand new 4Runner with the plates of the old one and the VIN of the old one swapped into the new one. I gave them like a half a gram of meth and they gave me the brand new 4Runner. And I drove it for a while. Even got pulled over and they ran the numbers and it came back to the one that I bought, the wrecked one. I guess that model was really easy to switch out. But then when I had my daughter, I'm like, I can't risk it. So I traded it for like 7 pounds. I traded it to the Mexican mafia for 7 pounds of brown weed.
I have a question now that you guys are both on here. Well, two actually. So you guys have all seen Juanita Adame's The Dispatch and the map that she had and everything.
Yeah.
You guys notice that MG Motors is like right by that last one where those guys were seen like out of a window in an apartment building in like the masks or whatever?
Oh, you're talking about the kid that called in the 3 guys with the mask and the gun, or 3 or 4 guys with the mask and the gun?
Mm-hmm.
So MG Motors is right by there.
And what was the other one? Oh,
Patricia Marcel from
Fugitive TV.
Fugitive TV.
Oh crap! No one again. No, it has to do with Luke Date or LD. Oh my
So you're
god.
talking about MG Motors? That one is next to.
Zach.
It's not far from that last arrow that she had on her video.
So
Okay.
Zach from Jordan says he wasn't in the country.
That's what I was going to talk about. You're so good. So
Yeah.
Harvey came out and he was talking when he brought up the guy that was emailing them.
Mhm.
And he was saying that this guy wanted to make it very, very clear that he was not involved, that he's been out of the country for several years,
Well,
which I
I was on
interesting.
the stream when Sleuth was firing questions at him. Remember
Mhm.
that? And he said he wasn't in the country and he was in Jordan. But if you look at I saw another video that was going over his Facebook from like 2000, I don't know when, but it showed some inconsistencies in that story that he may have been in this country. So I don't know. But he does, I mean, Sleuth Intuition like put the Luke and Zach right side by side with the mask, and they looked pretty close. But anybody would probably look close, right? Because you can't see shit under that mask.
And when I started doing the research on this particular area, I said to myself, bingo, we're into something here. Is it possible this guy is associated with the nonprofit group, i.e. not that they work or connect to them, but that they go there because it's open for events. There's all kinds of stuff that would open up the possibility of somebody going, overhearing, knowing, learning about Annie's life that could connect it to Savannah's life, that could connect it to her mother's life.
That's a lot of connection, Chris.
Everybody see where I'm going here?
Yeah.
And in between this, you just happen to have a car dealership that sells cars, okay? Kind of like, off the side kind of thing. So my question was, can you borrow a car? Can you take a car on a test drive? And if so, nobody would know better. And what kind of car are they looking for on the video? How many cars are in that area there inside of, this particular car dealership? So,
you borrowing a car at 2 o'clock in the morning?
But what's his point with how many cars are there?
It doesn't make
See if they notice if one's missing? What is he trying to say?
It's kind of throwing mud at the wall, seeing what's
All right.
I don't know.
Got it.
What makes you think? It does make you think. This is the type of environment that if there was a waiter in this case, if I was investigating this case, these are the kind of things that I would really want to break down and get into. And so, that said, I don't know, I just think it's interesting. I'm going to go see if I can talk to somebody. So I'm not going to name her name, but I started.
Now, there are people who are genuinely homeless that ran in, like their husband died and they couldn't pay the rent and they got kicked out, and that's the kind of situation. But those are rare.
Well, right. Not every homeless person is homeless because of, choice or addiction or anything like that. Sometimes it happens to normal people. It just does.
In my area, if you follow one of these panhandler people that are at stoplights or whatever, you
Make a lot of money.
Yeah, you follow them home and they're in a nice house. They get in a freaking nice SUV and they drive home. They make more money than they're working.
Shaking the trees. And I went down the end of the park as well. And I started asking questions. This poor sweet woman here, she's obviously suffering. Lots of issues going on here. But you know what? They have the best information. And it takes individuals like this to start feeding you information about homicides.
And that only makes sense. She's in the neighborhood. She sees a lot going on, right? And probably most obviously people there aren't reporting on other people's crimes. So she's going to.
That's a nice stack job that she's got on the top of there. I
was going to say that I don't think she's going to drive with that stuff on there, is she? Looked like she's just all sitting there. Did I tell you about the wood that flew out of my truck yesterday? I had 62 pieces of 1.5 by 1.5 redwood, 12 feet long, all bundled up in my back of my dump truck. But it was kind of, the bottom of it was at the bed and the top of it was over the cab of my truck. And I was driving home from Home Depot and I couldn't see out the back because of wood, right? I turned the corner, I was almost home. I look out the back and there's no wood in the truck. I'm like, oh shit. I just had gotten off the freeway, right? I'm like, oh my God, did I kill somebody? Oh my God. So I turned around and went ripping back and I see this car pulled over, I don't know, a quarter mile from where I turned around, and there's all the wood on the side of the road, safe. Didn't hit anybody. I was like, God was watching after me yesterday on Father's Day. I'm telling you that right now.
Yes.
Wow.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, I had an adrenaline dump. I was like,
both of you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And people like her are going to be a wealth of information if the cops go down and spend the time and talk to people. It's old school.
Yeah, the Bravo teams, or what we would call crash units, where I'm at back in the day, or special enforcement SES. I gave her a bottle of water there, as you can see.
Chris has got the weapons, the bottles of water. It's his info.
Cold bottle of water, because it was hot. It was like 102 degrees, and she's just trying to make it. She's just trying to do her thing. But at the same time, those are the kind of things where you start getting information, and you start, if you're going to solve a case, you've got to leave the house. You've got to leave. Okay, we know all we can about, Porch Guy, but you've got to get out into the street. And I was really disappointed, and we're going to talk more about this on the second piece of this on the next episode.
Now, Marcel, have you heard? I did an episode on Wi-Fi signals and how you can tell just based on that Wi-Fi signal how many people are in the house and which room they're in and all that kind of stuff. All based on strength of the signal, and they can map that out and get a lot of information to actually sell a service. That's, I don't know what it's called, but you can actually walk into a room and the lights go on because of the Wi-Fi. You can tell which room you're in based on the signal.
Like Bluetooth?
Oh yeah, it's even because I talked about it in one of my episodes. Even like the router will store your IP address in your router. A lot of people don't know that. So you walk into a friend's house, use their Wi-Fi. Now your IP address is stored in their Wi-Fi, or their router, I should say.
I mean, I'm talking about the actual map of the house that they can tell.
Oh, for room, like the actual, like if you're in the living room or bedroom or kitchen. Oh, okay.
So they can walk into the kitchen and the Wi-Fi router will know that based on the signal strength and the map of the house. So you walk in the kitchen, the lights come on, you can do stuff like that. So I was wondering, why didn't they not use that technology to find out how many perps were involved in this crime?
You know
I
what?
don't know,
That
I'm
makes a lot
looking
of sense
right now.
now that I think about it.
Sorry.
If you buy a new TV or something, you hook it up to your Wi-Fi. Sometimes they'll ask you, is this the living room or the kitchen? So it's like you're kind of feeding the memory to the Wi-Fi, like the router, like, hey, this is the signal coming from the living room. Now that I think about that, when you buy TVs and stuff, they always ask that question when you're hooking it up. Is this the living room or whatever?
My Apple TV does that.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
About how the sheriff has absolutely gutted his department because of his personal anger issues with employees.
This Nanos character is just too much. I mean, he's really destroyed the Pima County law enforcement community as a whole, just based on his egotistical behavior. It's just bizarre to hear about.
He has compromised Nancy Guthrie's investigation. He has compromised it, and there's no question in my mind now that
did he do it on purpose? That's what I want to know. Did he compromise it on purpose?
I'm starting to believe that he may have, because of my theory about Mr. Honeypot, biggest honeypot on the planet. They're both out of jail now. And was this whole thing a false flag? And she's still alive somewhere, like in the French Riviera, sipping on margaritas, living out her last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I've mentioned that before in my videos a couple times, because we don't know. Like, what if she is alive somewhere and they just did this on purpose to make it look like she's not here?
And I've done enough research on false flags that I know that they happen for sure.
Of finding connections to potential connections, family members. There's no denying this now. And now what he needs to do is cut loose his teams, and they need to get out there and start talking to people in this type of environment.
And at the very least, it would be to eliminate possibilities, either rule them in or eliminate them.
Absolutely.
But this would have to be done. This and probably other areas of Tucson as well.
Absolutely.
This seems like a real magnet for the type of person that Porch Guy is.
Absolutely.
We don't know. No one's come forward. No one has
That's a lot of assumptions you're making about Porch Guy.
identified him. Setting aside the $1.2 million reward, we don't know. You would assume they would have told us if they had a solid lead that Porch Guy was identified, but we have to assume that hasn't happened. And I think a lot of us sit back and go, well, of course the cops were out talking to everybody on the street to try to solve this case. But from what we heard, it hasn't happened.
Yeah, and if you look to the gate to the left there, that's the entrance into where all the cars are.
And let me just clarify.
Yeah.
Chris called it a car dealership. I would call it a used car lot, a used car shop. So,
Sounds like a chop shop to me.
we're not talking about brand new, from the manufacturer. We're just talking about used cars. But to your point earlier, how easy would that be to blend in? Again, it's just a theory. If Porch Guy took different cars to surveil Nancy's house ahead of time.
Yeah, and I'm not also
theory.
suggesting in any way, shape, or form that this dealership is involved in the Nancy Guthrie case in any way, shape, or form. But I am saying that there is a dealership where you can get a car, or maybe even depends on your relationships there, and you could probably use that car, or like I said to Karen, I said, well, what if you're smart enough to say, well, I'll just take it for a test drive, and you want to drive up there, and you want to surveil Nancy's house, hypothetically. Let's say you overheard a conversation while hanging out at the Splinter. And maybe you overheard something where somebody said, whoa, wait a minute, let's look at this. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So you can have more formal, make sure. If you look over to the right, they're doing drugs at that car as I'm walking up on them. They're slamming the needle. This guy over here on the left, I was really worried about him because you could tell he looked dehydrated. And I started walking up there, but I cut the film and I turned around and went back, got some water.
He's going to pull his bottle of water trick again. Gets all the info he wants with that damn water.
Oh my gosh,
And
I
I'm
can't
going up to
even.
hand.
What?
So, this video, I had to put these on. I was like, I just keep rolling my eyes because I don't get what he's getting at, this whole thing. And he's going around, he's like, look at this dealership, look at this, and this is where this is, and this is how many feet away, and homeless people live here. But it's okay.
He's trying to paint a picture, overall picture of the area, the park, the Manny Guthrie. I think he's trying to really insinuate that A&T have something to do with this. It sounds like to me.
I think it's the overall theme, but it's like, oh, look there's a burger place over here. I wonder if the perp got hungry after they left the house and then they stopped at Burger King. Do you
Funny?
I get what he's doing. Like he said, he's trying to paint the scene. He's trying to tell a story, and he's trying to just give those extra details, like reading a Stephen King novel. So I definitely get it. Say if he's hungry, he stopped at the burger place.
In this water.
Was it a chef or the waiter? Let's see. Let's go to the restaurant and find out.
I want to kick you a water, man. You're very welcome. This guy here probably has more information about this park and this environment than Nanos could get in a month. Because you have to go to the people. Remember, I've always said it's citizens who solve crimes, and I mean that still to this day. Okay, he can't. He may be chasing the needle. I talked to him a little bit. Obviously I didn't film it in terms of put his voice or anything like that. But these are the kind of individuals that you need to say very clearly and thoughtfully. Look, it's not about you. I'm trying to help this 84-year-old woman. Would you help me? And a lot of times, 99% of the time, individuals like this will do that.
99%? Probably a little less than that.
Now, they're going to do it on the QT, but you'll be surprised how many times. I used to have a little thing. It's called my card. And those of you homicide guys out there, you can use it. I used to have 2 cards. One of them just said the words, my card. And the other one had my business card with my phone number on it. And I would walk up and I'd say, hey, man, yada, yada. Can I talk to you about something? If they go, no, whatever, right? I said, well, no problem. How about if I give you my card? And I'd hand them that card that says my card. And they'd flip it over and they'd start cracking up. Okay. And I said, now, here's my other card. I know you'll never remember why I want to talk to you, but you will remember the guy that gave you.
Yeah, right. The old Gumtree tricks. Columbo.
Oh, that's funny.
My card. When you change your mind, I'll be around and we can talk. So if you look to the left here, when I pan back,
There's the druggies right there.
See that crew up there?
Oh, over here. Partying. Sounds like Tucson is just a party place, man. A lot of rugs.
Well,
So I
ASU
found
is
you.
the #1 party college.
I just found who owns that car dealership. That's what I was doing over here.
Yeah.
They also own a transportation company dealing with freight as well. Yeah, so they've been owning the car dealership. Let's see, for how long have they had this for? They've had a Tucson Future Classics, and it looks like they've had it since 2023.
What is it
And
called?
they Tucson Future Classics LLC.
LLC.
Yep, Tucson Future Classics. You will see it. It'll give you the It's like on 13th Avenue. That's what it shows.
Do you have the
Put
owner?
the owner,
Yeah.
Brian Field. Not Fields, just Field.
Okay.
Just one field, not multiple.
Yeah, just one Field. Then he also owns a freight company too,
A lot of
called
times
Pigeon
when you have,
Post Freight.
a lot of times when you have an LLC, they can own other companies.
Yep, because I do.
An S corp is not that way. I had 3 S corps, and I just now started a 501c3.
Okay.
For my MAB Investigates Foundation. So everything on my channel is going towards helping out like people with missing loved ones, like veterans, that kind of thing. And I just got my letter a couple days ago verifying that I got the 501c3 exemption. Now I got to do is start a bank account because I haven't touched nothing in my channel yet. I can put all that money in there, and then I'll have a website with open books so everybody can see where their money goes. Unlike most freaking 501c3s, you know what I'm saying?
Hey. Those are the kind of folks that know so much about Porch, about finding Porch Guy. So again, this would be an area where you could actually hire the waiter, in my opinion. So this is the car shop. This is one of the entrances into Annie's shop. And look how close they were. I walked from her shop to the park. What else do you know about that park, hon?
I mean, it's proximity. It's a little hard to tell in our video, but it's all right there. You guys saw the train tracks. You can see where this building, it's called Splinter Collective. It's a nonprofit. It's where Annie has her jewelry shop. And then you can see the rest of the neighborhood. And, obviously the park in particular is a huge troublesome. It's a blight on the city of Tucson. I mean, there's tons of news coverage about, and we just played a tiny clip of it, the homeless encampments that, were moved off site. As we already said, it's a hotbed for criminal activity, and it's a conundrum for the city. They've been dealing with this for years. Again, as far as investigating Nancy Guthrie's case, this would be, to Chris's point, an obvious place to spend time to try to get intel to figure out who Porch Guy is.
And you can't be afraid of it. You can't be afraid of political ramifications. You can't be afraid of the type of people you'd be talking to. You have to embrace it because we're talking about Nancy Guthrie. And so connecting some dots here, I thought to myself, okay, I've accomplished goal number 1. Is the neighborhood, i.e. Nancy's house, do I think that neighborhood was familiar to the suspect?
So the number 1 question he had in the beginning was, why Nancy? And the answer to that question is because she's Savannah's mother. I mean, I can't think of any other, what is this? I'm not going to say the channel, but did you see TGE gentleman went out to that area today talking to people? No, I didn't see that. Anyway,
Yeah, it's got to be, it has to be the Savannah Connect. I mean,
who else could it be,
you would
right?
think, unless Tommaso and Annie did something really, really bad, out there that we don't know about, or they don't want to say, but besides that, it would have to be connected with Savannah some sort of way.
Yeah, so why Nancy? I think the answer is because of Savannah, just like Cameron immediately knew.
Oh, yeah, he knew right away. It's because of you that your mom's gone, pretty much is what he said.
Exactly.
That's so nice.
I thought that, but now that I've been there, I know that. And so the second piece for me was, okay, dot number 2, I need to somehow connect or at least start looking in lanes, in directions that would take me to the type of person that would understand that connection. Where is that circle of influence? Where does it exist? And here we are, Karen and I, because this is a collective effort. Investigatively, here I am in front of this place going, hey, wait a minute. What's going on here in this neighborhood? And you guys are seeing it as we were experiencing it now. And so the next piece for me was there's got to be a Walmart nearby.
Always a Walmart. Got to be a Walmart where they stole the stuff.
3 of them. Wouldn't you believe it?
Yeah, 3 Walmarts. They sent one guy to each Walmart, and they all stole the same thing. I think there's more than one guy wearing the same outfit, because two of the people I got a picture of 2 people that look totally different, and they're both wearing the same getup from that Porch video. That's why I think they cut a lot out of it, because it's definitely edited. You could tell where it stops.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How much did they cut out of it? That's what I want to know. And how much did they got from the inside? Because Savannah said she got taken from her bed in pajamas with no shoes on. How does she know that? She had to have seen it from the camera.
There has to be a Walmart nearby. And guess what? There's a Walmart nearby. Not only 1, 3.
So your theory is Porch guy would, if he's from this area or familiar with it or been down here, he would have then gone to one of the Walmarts to purchase the backpack and the other things that he wore on the video the night of.
Somebody could have bought it there, and you would want to know who that somebody is. Within 2 miles of this area, there are 3 Walmarts. And
If
so
he bought
the
the
interesting part about
backpack,
this,
I think they
this
would
is in city,
if he bought it.
Tucson City proper. So this is the city of Tucson. It's not.
If he bought the backpack, they'd have caught him.
Yeah, because they all have codes, barcodes.
Yeah.
They keep inventory of that. That's how people get caught a lot of times. They don't not knowing, and all they do is trace the take the barcode from a backpack that's already there, see how many have sold, and just it's going to take a long time. But then you go over the video footage of how many people bought that. If anything did happen, I believe they might have stole it out of Walmart, but not bought it.
Walk in Walmart, you grab the backpack, you get the holster, the mask, and whatever else, gloves or whatever.
And grab a sub on the way out at Subway.
Yeah.
Get your nails done.
Go into one of the dressing rooms, fill up the backpack with all your booty, and then you're out of there. And nobody. And with the way shoplifting is these days, they're instructed not to even interfere with the shoplifters, I think.
Stop and get your eyes checked out, the eye examiner, in the front too. I do that too.
Need a new pair of specs, 2 frames for $99.95.
Then you got to make sure you have your receipt for when you walk out for the door checker as well.
That's right. Misty drops another $9.99. So the question is that Adam over here? What's up, Adam?
What's up, Matt? What's up, guys?
Hi, Adam.
Chilling. Watching, what the hell did I do? Oh, we're just going over the video from Chris McDonough.
It's riveting. Riveting.
What do you think about that video, Adam?
Yeah, I checked that out last night. I mean, that's what I've kind of been saying from the start is the streets know a lot more than what you think they do. And if you get out and you speak with people, a lot of people are willing to talk, if you just offer them, a bottle of water, some food, I mean, anything. But that's what I haven't really understood all along. And Juice and I were talking about that last night is, and I think that's what he's going to kind of start getting back into is just going out in the streets and talking to people. You can find out some interesting things out there.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's continue.
Not Pima County Sheriff's Office. So the sheriff may not have even flushed this out yet. But after tonight, he will, if he's watching. After tonight, I would suspect that just because corporate, you're waiting on corporate to send you something. You went to a Home Depot once, Karen.
I did. Yep. It was a case many years ago that I covered as a crime reporter. His name was Josh Jenkins. It was a very horrific crime. He killed 5 members of his family.
Yikes.
And we learned that, and by the way, he was 15 years old, obviously extraordinarily troubled young man.
Damn, 15 years old, took out the whole family.
He went to a nearby Home Depot and purchased a tool.
An implement, probably an axe.
That he then used on his last victim back at the home where he was staying. So anyway, after hearing all that, I went to the Home Depot and I actually talked to the clerk who sold the killer the tool, which, was kind of a piece of the story at the time. And, it's a really horrible case, but it's what you have to do, from my lane as an investigative reporter, and clearly the cops as the investigators.
So also around this area, like I said, within 2 miles, whoops. Yeah. There are 3 Walmarts.
Which is interesting because, again, if the perp and or perps are local, and if they bought the gear at a Walmart, they certainly had options.
So now I want to take you a little bit closer to the evening, back to the same area. And this is the drive every single day that the sister of Savannah Guthrie takes to go to her shop. And you'll see it's a very industrialized, older neighborhood. It's a barrio. There is a lot of problems, as we've already explained.
Barrio.
But this is the area of going into that district.
Brand new.
A lot of homes were torn down. A lot of what's going on there.
Nice asphalt. Brand new.
There was a tremendous amount of homelessness, but this is basically the hood. This is very important to understand this, because this is the area where you're going to find somebody that will become porch guy if you needed a porch guy. Or if you are porch guy, you could overhear conversations with people in jewelry shops or something to that effect. And quite frankly, who knows what the odds are, could or couldn't be at this point. But I'll tell you this neighborhood, I would take my neighbor, Mr. Sigauer, with me. I'd make sure I have him.
Good old Siggy. I take Siggy with me. I always got my buddy with me too.
With me.
Including yesterday.
Which I do. But I wouldn't go into this place in probably another hour when the sun's going down here with my wife. I would do it because I'm used to it. But she would say, hey, it's getting dark. And it's getting dark. You can see. Okay. But I'm driving every single day. And now we start seeing the cast of players come out to the left, walking. They're headed to the park. They're going to go cop dope. They're going to go slam. They're going to chase the needle. They're going to smoke the pipe. They're going to do fentanyl. They're going to get their blues. What? And by the way, there's 500.
What's a blue?
And 7 fentanyl overdoses in Arizona.
So Marcel, did you have any Second Amendment rights, or did those get forfeited?
For carrying?
Yeah.
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, until everything gets expunged, I cannot.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I'm glad.
But there's kind of like, I'm down here in Florida. So in Florida, there is some like loopholes you can get away with. So for example, you can carry an old school, if you pack it with powder, you can carry one of those.
Like a musket?
Yep,
like a
so
muzzleloader.
you can carry those. You can carry airsoft, anything airsoft weapons that take the CO2 containers. You can carry those too.
Those
or
are
you can
powerful.
Oh yeah, if you get the right one. I got a couple of those. So yeah, if you get the right one, I got those with the pepper spray balls and stuff.
It's just as good.
Yeah. And then also you can carry around, believe it or not, bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Little crossbow action.
Yeah, you can do that. So
some broadheads.
Yep. One thing I will say, I guarantee you there might be somebody, I don't know about the streets, but I bet you there's somebody sitting in prison right now that might know something of one of the individuals. They probably don't know who the main puppeteer is, but I bet you there's somebody in prison right now that might know who an individual it is that was either at the house or was some sort of a middleman that has something to do with it. But the problem is you got to be in prison to find that information out.
Right. Agreed. Somebody like
Alright.
Luke or Kayla might know.
True.
Before you push
We have
play,
Tucson.
I'm gonna be leaving work, so I gotta get out of here. Sorry, Adam, I only got to see you for a few minutes, but it was nice meeting you. And
All right, pretty little clues.
and yeah, I love you, Adam. Nice meeting you, Marcel.
All right, pretty.
Good to see
Good
you.
being on the panel with you.
All right, see you guys later. Have a good one.
All right. Go sub up pretty little
Marcel.
clues.
Marcel, nice to meet you, sir. I haven't met you before,
You
but
too.
you're doing some great work. Man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
his
sir.
channel. I've learned a lot just listening to him.
And Phoenix leading the way of fentanyl overdoses.
Which makes sense because those are the two largest cities.
Makes sense, yeah. But the majority of them are in this area.